There we go. Yeah, after a damn update, I usually check, and I forgot because I was running behind. Should be good now.
Great job, Gramps.
Hey, dude. I mean, how often? This happens maybe once every 3 months. That's pretty good. Pretty good track record. What's who said
Okay,
Jar?
yeah, I hear it now.
Jarion, and is that XP? Yeah, haven't seen him in a while. Thanks for joining. What we were talking about was like rare games being like graded and then sealed, and then you talk about if the value is going to
Would it
go up.
be in 50 years?
Yeah, what's Panzer Dragon Saga going to be worth when there's no more people who grew up with physical collections? And then I started talking about PC components, RAM prices, storage prices for shit that's not even going to be like needed for years, because how long is it going to take to build a huge data center? And then, like I said, in Michigan, there's like 3 or 4, maybe even a dozen proposals, and they keep getting rejected because no one wants their precious farmland and stuff to be turned into this facility that may or may not be needed. Like at some point, it's just going to be wasted land, and the energy draw, the water consumption. It's crazy that all the prices I just heard today, like the damn it, my camera keeps freezing. That's why I restarted my computer, but I'll just turn it off for now. The 5090 like is going for like $4,500. The graphics card, the Nvidia graphics card came out. It was like $1,800. Like who? It's completely marked up for no, like there's no reason for it to be marked up yet. It's just like, well, we know prices are supposed to be going up. Prices are going up. We're just gonna immediately make it in effect like before. It's just crazy. I'm gonna unplug my webcam, plug it back in, and see if that fixes it, because it has been acting up.
PC problems.
Yeah, I mean, that's the things we have to do it for a while. I mean, the side effect of a potential good side effect to this is the fact that if a generation now, maybe they talk about PS5 and the next Xbox may not come out till 2028 or 2029, and to be fair, I do think that's what it should be anyway.
I think Xbox is still coming out next year.
You think they're still going to come out? Well, I thought they were talking about like this year. Remember, it seemed like it was going to be this year.
Oh, I never heard that.
No, 2026.
No. Well, I think there were some thoughts that maybe it was going to be sooner than later.
Well, especially because they talked about it like.
I feel like 2 years ago they were talking about it's going to be the biggest leap ever, like that kind of stuff.
Wasn't it like 2024?
Maybe that was a year and a half, but still, it wasn't last year.
It might have been early last year or something, maybe, yeah. But
I think, even if that was their thought, I think the smart move is just to wait anyway.
Yeah.
Is your audio coming through your camera? Sound like an audio change.
That's true. Yeah, I think it did change.
Oh yeah, when I unplugged it, it probably did. When I plugged it back in, hold on. Fucking A. Let's see. Yep. Why would it? I mean, it's so stupid. Like
technology. I love technology. Always and forever.
Just because I plugged that reference. I don't know that one. I didn't. You never said what that movie.
Chat, if you know that one, put that in the chat.
You never said what that movie was either.
That it was. You were right. I was surprised.
Was it Pirates?
Got the character right. Yes, it was Pirates. Yes.
See, I was like, that's what I thought, but I was like, nah, he wouldn't be asking for that.
Surprised you got Orlando Bloom that easy. Like, it looked. I thought it looked a little.
It was you choose a good scene that made it like questionable for me. I was like, oh.
And that was I wasn't even trying to like take that picture. I just happened to take that picture.
It's like that's when he went to
see if, went, boop, and I hit it by mistake, and that was the picture. I was like,
and then when he went and broke him out, Jack Sparrow.
Yeah, that's when he broke him out. Yeah.
So yeah, I think having a console generation, I think these systems nowadays are so powerful that you could let them run for 8 to 9 to 10 years.
Well, what games? I guess the Crimson Desert definitely. They've never shown like the PS5 version of that. They don't even say what it is.
But it's still gonna be fine.
But
It'll be fine.
some of those new games at the State of Play, I was like, yeah, that there's definitely a difference between PS4 and PS5. Like some of these games look really sharp and really clean. And I'm not
Sure,
saying
but
they
it's not
couldn't
like-
run.
There's a difference, but it's like
But
negligible.
it's not some insane night and day to me, like where you're like, oh my god.
I'm not saying it's insane, but I'm saying it's notable to me at this point. Like that just looks really clean, really
Yeah,
like.
I guess.
Yeah, you could run. I mean, obviously, low res version of it, like the Switch
Yeah.
2 is getting Indiana Jones. I'm not saying it can't run, but they just look so
Yeah.
clean, and just like it doesn't look like the early days with the upscaling and stuff, where it just wasn't looking like as much of a difference. But I think we've fully moved on at this point. I don't know. Obviously, there's some indie games, some smaller games.
Have we? I don't know, man. I still think
did they get Black Ops 6, 7? I mean, running on the
They
previous?
did.
Because it just doesn't seem like it's.
It's on PS4.
Not saying it runs bad, but it
Cool.
just seems like that one. I seen Angry Joe's review and somebody else, and they're just like, yeah, it's just not a very good. Doesn't feel like a very polished. The usual Call of Duties, if for whatever. You may like them, you may not like them, but they're always pretty consistent, like the gameplay
for
and
sure.
and all that. And it just seemed like that one was kind of
They're
like.
doing it on purpose to get people to finally leave their PS4s behind.
But it's like we're just
Well,
gonna
they were advertised. They put on the PS4 that they put it advertised. Buy a PS5 or whatever. Like they're
Right.
advertising on the PS4. Which
Please.
is funny.
Remember when the
Like,
360?
come on, dudes.
They were like, man, we need more than 500 megabytes of RAM, guys. We need the next generation. Call of Duty was saying that because people were like, we're happy. Because I was shocked when I looked up the Dark Souls came out in like 2011 or 12. I'm like, what? Are you kidding me? Like that was like, I know games came out up until and even past 2013, but I'm like, the Xbox 360 came out in 2005. And 6 years later, I think it was mid 2011. I'm like 6 years later, and this game came out, and I was like, yeah, that's right. That was a really long generation. And the Xbox 360 was just so ahead of its time power wise that like I just can't believe the games it was able to do at the end of the generation. Like PS3, it supposedly had the power. They just developers couldn't figure out how to tap it because it was so convoluted, so anti-developer friendly that it took, obviously Sony's internal teams really to showcase it. And
Yeah, you saw like The Last of Us, that last year.
but
Especially.
Metal Gear Solid 4's cutscenes and stuff look phenomenal, and the main game looked good for the time, but that was pretty early in the PS3's life.
That was
But you had to like super long installs in between like there was like 3 acts, and you had to install. I believe you had to install parts of the game back then, but yeah, it was just crazy. I was just thinking like 2011, like 6 years after the system came out, and because Dark Souls is a huge game. Like I don't know what, I didn't go back and watch the footage of the old 360 PS3 version, but I'm like, this game is like massive. Like it's not open world, but it's like it's huge, and I just couldn't believe like that was a 7th gen game. Like everything they put into that. So
Well, it definitely for Microsoft was technically 8 years, and the other dudes were 7, right? Well, because Nintendo, that was 2012. Well, they were like 5, but yeah, but to be fair, I would say still PS4 and beyond to PS5. I mean, like I said, you could technically still buy PS4 games now. We're 6 years into the generation. That makes it even more insane to me.
And I'm pretty sure you can't buy a PS.
Be the longest.
Like you can't buy new PS4 controllers.
A new PS4. I don't know. Like
I know for a while you couldn't get a PS4 controller. They were just.
Let me see if they still manufacture.
I don't know if Sony actually. Does Sony
I don't think
actually
they
still
discontinued them bitches.
manufacture PS4? It's that would be like, what's the longest a company's
But look at this. Oh my
manufactured
gosh,
a controller for their system?
I
Like
would say it's probably PS2, but I could be wrong.
I would,
Well,
yeah, I
says-
bet that would be a good candidate.
Most PS4 models were discontinued by 2021, but that doesn't mean all. Like when were they? Sony discontinued all but the 500 gigabyte slim model PlayStation 4. So maybe they're still doing a little bit more. I don't know. Crazy.
Because what happens if your controller breaks? You're just like, oh, I guess there's probably you can eBay like decent ones.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's plenty of
maybe
always,
some
like,
that are still
on
even
eBay.
new, sealed.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Oh yeah, you'll never run
You
out
could
of
still buy
controllers.
brand new PS3 controllers. Again, people just like these Panzer Dragoon Saga, people seal this for later on. You know, for some things.
These weren't sealed or anything, but these Famicom controllers were like new, basically.
Brand new.
And I mean, what? That's 91, 92. It's just crazy. But and you can buy.
Or they can
replicas
just
now.
make new ones, like they did. Well, like they've done for N64.
The GameCube controller's got to be up there because it wasn't continuous though. They brought it back. They didn't continuously keep manufacturing them.
Yeah, they brought it back. They remanufactured that bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Like literally went back and Nintendo themselves made more for fucking Smash 4.
It's just crazy though. Just think about 2011, Dark Souls comes out, and the Wii U came out the next year. I obviously wasn't paying attention to that type of game, those games specifically. And then when did it come out on Switch? Was that like 2018? So that was like 7 years later.
Probably 2018, maybe even 2019. But let's see. It was the Dark Souls remastered.
I did order the Switch version.
Like it was 2019.
You did order this?
Yeah, I'll be here Thursday. I'm probably just gonna leave it sealed, but I might. I don't know. I'm watching this girl like
what did I just hear?
I'm gonna pull a T.
Up to it?
I'm gonna keep it sealed. I'm gonna pull a T. I think that's gonna be a valuable game. It's on the cart.
Maybe.
So I was watching this girl play the Switch version in her first stream that she uploaded to YouTube, and I was like, cool. I was like, dang, it actually looks pretty good. Frame seemed like lock 30, looks decent. I was like, that might be cool to have, and maybe I'd play it. Maybe I'd open up, play it portably or something. I don't know. Then the next stream she switched to the PS4 version on PS5, so I don't know why, but that just kind of prompted me. And I was like, I don't know. It just felt like it wasn't even any cheaper. It was the same price as it always was, $39.99.
That version wasn't it like just the 360 version or something like that?
With whatever the improvements they made to like the quality of life stuff, which it's not what I thought it was, but it's still something. I forget what it was. I just like last week I looked it up. I watched a review of it. Something like you could level up at every bomb. It wasn't that, but it was something that was made it way more convenient. The original was like, why was that? Why did you design it that way? But yeah, it's basically the core game is the 360 version. But yeah, so it's crazy
that's
too.
Why I think these generations are about to get longer and longer and longer. Because again, it's you've come to the point where only a few developers are going to be tapping the ceiling, and at this point, and so it's like it's going to be interesting. Like, what is going to be the selling point of a new console at some point when you essentially like tap the ceiling? Like at what point you could say, oh well, yes, at some point you can make it. Again, it's at that point it's just to get to ultra photorealism where literally humans just look like humans, sort of thing. Like literally, that's the only thing you could do at that point. And so at that point, it's like when you reach that or get damn near close to that, which a lot of games get pretty damn close to that, not quite, but it's like, what do you sell at that point? Like how would you sell a new hardware? You know what I mean? I'm very curious about that. Do you just sell that hardware indefinitely? That's it. We end at PS10 or whatever. You know what I mean? This is the end. I don't even think you need a PS10. I think probably by like PS7 or 8, you'd get to photorealism, like in terms of just humans. But because even shit like Death Stranding 2 is so close.
It's really
so close.
There's always, it's close, but to get any further, it's going to take a lot to get that little bit more further. It's almost like the law of diminishing returns, I would think.
For sure. But that's what I'm saying. But like once you get to it, like what do you do? What does a game company do? And I'm curious. I'm sure that they've thought about it. Like what do you do? Like at that point, there's no reason to sell new hardware. We've reached it. We've done it. We've made it to this point. And I'm very curious. We may not be actually alive for that. Maybe I don't know. Well, no. I mean, to be fair, if it's like every 10 years, even we should be fine. We should be able to see it. But we might see the tail end of the end of consoles generations.
Well, I think the next evolution I would possibly could be the Ready Player One, where it's like a full interactive world that looks that good. That would take a lot to like Have you
Yeah,
actually
that
feel
would
like
take a
you're
lot.
in the world other than
Uh-huh.
beyond just like VR? But
Yeah.
even in a VR, like I haven't played any dedicated VR myself. But does it actually feel like you're in the game world, or does it feel like you're just
I
kind of
think so.
viewing it? Because I'm
I think so, especially if you're like for me, especially if I'm doing like the room scale and I'm moving around and I'm able to like
Oh,
look
you're
around.
there. You're
Like,
definitely. It
is it
feels like
yeah,
because
you're in there.
I did
especially
the
when you take off the, you know, T, when you take it off after a long session, you're like, oh shit, it's
Like,
like a
what
quick
the
little,
fuck?
it's a quick
Yeah.
second readjustment, like a
It
quick
takes
little,
it takes a second to readjust to
yeah.
reality and shit.
Like,
Yeah.
and so imagine if you have it where there's no like, you know, you don't see any pixels, no like at that point, yeah, that's like
Oh yeah. Yeah.
oh my god, what the hell is like,
That's gonna be frightening.
yeah,
I think
yeah, for
that's
sure.
gonna be
If you get to
a
that
little
resolution
much.
of like Ready Player One, it's over. Like you're like,
It's a
holy
wrap.
shit. Yeah.
It's a wrap. I can see people like suffering and dying from just like being in the VR too long.
malnourished.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that
haven't
will
eaten.
happen. That will happen. That shit that
You're
happened.
gonna
What's that
be
movie?
eating. You're gonna be eating in the VR world, and your brain's gonna maybe
The
think that it is eating.
It's
or
like,
something. You're gonna
well,
forget
right.
to eat.
You haven't
that
seen
Jonathan
Game of
Mostow
Thrones,
movie.
but there's something like that where dude
Is it-
can go live it in a wolf and he eats, and then they're like, you need to eat in the, like really, because you're not getting full through
Yeah.
through that wolf that you're
That's funny.
empowered or
Well, yeah, like in Avatar when
yeah, Jake.
Jake in the first one, and he's like,
Yeah.
you forget that you're not living your own life. You got to actually
Uh-huh.
eat food yourself.
Yeah, because they're
You know,
forcing him to
just-
eat because he wants to get back.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a Jonathan Mostow stars Bruce Willis, and it's like it's about that. Basically, people are like living their entire life inside of
was
their
S,
avatars.
maybe.
Surrogates. Yeah. But those actually walk around and like do things. Like they're basically robots that move around. It's not like you just in a VR world or something.
I haven't only seen
But-
that movie one time. I'm curious.
It's not very good,
I-
but Bruce Willis makes it much better. But yeah, that's going to happen. People are because it's, you know, I log out some games now and I'm like, what's the little mouse kind of medieval adventure game?
Oh,
Moss. There's Moss. Like the first time especially the first time I played Moss, I was like, I don't want to leave this place. This is amazing. This is so good. And I was taking my head and dipping myself under the water and just like like literally immersing myself in this world. And it's just like it's insane. And if it's that good now,
yeah.
like you said, when you get the pixel, you get rid of the screen dooring and
yeah,
all
that's
those
gonna
effects
be-
that take you out of it. It's gonna be people are
At
gonna be
that point,
straight up
imagine people
losing
will literally.
jobs.
Well, yeah, people will literally like make I'm in Japan. You know what I mean? You just put it like your thing. You're like you make the streets of
Yeah.
Japan, so you just walk around Japan, and then you're like, I don't want to take it off because then you're back at
Yeah,
home.
I will literally like visit places that
Literally.
I would never be able to go to.
Yep.
That's gonna be amazing. That would be amazing.
Absolutely.
Save
No,
my
it's-
damn money and
Well, they tried that a little bit with the Wii U Google Map thing, where you can look around.
Yeah, I mean, imagine like that.
Yeah.
We're talking about the very, 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 very early stages of that type of thing. But it's like, you get to that point. I mean, I don't even know, man. Like you just, like you said, I think,
we're out
like
of
I
there.
think people will literally just live in it and eventually die in it.
well, think of like how it was in the early MMO days. Like, remember how people were just getting sick and because they especially like with World of Warcraft and shit like that, and the the big early days of that game, or even before that. What was the big one from Sony? It used to be on G4 all the time. Can't think of the name
You
of
talking
it.
about PlayStation Home, like the thing?
No. There was an MMO game. I think Sony published it or whatever. I'm talking
Oh.
like early 2000s. Was it Ultima? No, it was something like that. But people
I know
like
Ultima, but I don't know if that's Sony. I don't know.
no, people were like losing their jobs or
Oh, really?
all kinds of stuff because they could. And, people had to be like rehabilitated, like seriously, like it was a drug, and they couldn't get out of that world. That's what's going to happen with VR. EverQuest, thank you, Lenny. I knew somebody would know. EverQuest. like EverQuest used to be people. That was like one of the first big games where people like losing their lives, or their real world lives, and just being
Right.
stuck into that that avatar they built in for EverQuest.
Well,
And then they moved into World of Warcraft.
my coworker still plays WoW like every week. Like he's been playing it for however long it's been
Decades
out,
at this point.
15, 20 years. Like
Crazy.
he's actually back to like his original like guild group, and they're playing through classic, and it's just like he takes off when the updates come out, he takes off the Friday and Monday usually, and it's just crazy. I'm like, dude, maybe you should just stop playing it. Like just try not playing it for
Yeah.
a year, because his
Yeah,
girlfriend
Lenny's.
would rather.
That literally happened in China. People were just so plugged in, but they were fucking dying. They were malnourished, and they would
Crazy.
just die.
So that's why, yeah. Imagine when you're able to make your own new life. You create like a home.
What's
I went to do home simulators. You make your own home, and you make your own partner, and you have this no windscreen effect or
Yeah.
no door screen effect.
Because
You're
your
just
real
like,
world,
hey.
your real world will
They
never be that
respond to you.
cool.
I feel like there's
it would
another
never look
example of
good.
that besides Avatar and Ready Player One, and the one you said, the surrogates, but could be, maybe
Yeah.
not, but it's just
Well, and technically, like Matrix. I mean, like it's like, oh shit. Like, it's
Well,
literally.
at least you were getting fed by the robots. You can sit there and piss and shit on yourself all you want.
I would have took the deal to go back in and be rich and
You,
eat the
you would have
steaks.
done the cyber shit.
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
I don't think they could have. I wonder if they actually could have been would have actually done that, or they're just gonna kill him. I'd be curious.
No, I think it was going to happen because the robots were ruled by rules. They had to adhere to. They weren't deviant and shit like that the way humans were.
Mhm.
If they said they were doing something, they were fucking doing it. It's part of their programming. So I think they were actually going to put him back, but clearly he didn't make it. The bastard. He shouldn't have made it. After all that shit he did at the end. and
I
pissed
think
me
I
off.
saw an interview where he said he didn't think he was dying in that movie. Like he didn't know he was dying when he signed up for it, but I don't know if that's true. Like he was bummed that he wasn't
Oh.
going to be able to
Part
be
of
in.
this.
But
You're,
he got
you're
lucky,
the bad guy.
in my opinion.
Joey, what are you talking about? You're the bad guy. He went back to Bad Boys. He was fine.
I forgot he was in The Fugitive till I rewatched that. He was a pretty small role.
I literally just showed that to my kids last week.
That's a good movie
the-
still.
Yes, it's great. And
Robert,
I
you seen
forgot he
that?
was in that too. I was like,
What is
oh,
it?
Joey
The
No, I
Pants.
haven't
Fugitive
seen
with
The
Harrison
Fugitive,
Ford
no.
and
Harrison Ford, no.
Tommy Lee Jones.
yet.
Oh my god, it's so good.
Well, there's a famous dummy shot, right? You know what I'm
Yeah,
talking about.
hmm
They were talking about, before this movie came out, they were talking about how this is going to be the best dummy shot ever. They paid like thousands of dollars for this dummy.
I still
And they
look,
showed
I
this-
thought it looked pretty
It
good.
looks like a fucking dummy.
Not like the joke ones where people make funny videos.
yeah,
but
yeah.
It's still,
But it still looked pretty bad for what they were talking up. I was like, oh, really? That's pretty bad.
it's just
A
one of
great
the
film.
one of the many joys for me of watching movie reactions is just seeing like how older movies still hold up, and
Mm.
some people will even say like I can't believe how good that they always say how good the CG looks. It's like they're not using CG,
And that's CG, bro.
The CG is just the word for special effects and visual effects.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just always funny. But yeah, some of those movies are just like, man,
That's what my son was asking me. He was like, oh, that's some really good CG. I'm like, that's not CG, kid. That's that's in the camera, my son.
That's what I messaged you guys. I was watching Thor: The Dark World, and there's a shot where they're on like, it's not like a balcony, but it was like a pier almost, and there was like the cityscape and water behind them. It was Natalie Portman and Chris Hemsworth, and they were talking to his mom, Renee. What was her name? Forget her name, the actress, but they're talking to his mom, and I'm like, this entire shot, I think most of
Oh,
it,
Rene Russo.
I feel like most of it was practical. I think the background, it was out of focus. I think it was maybe it was CG. If it was, it's some of the best like green screen I've ever seen. But the lighting on them looks so natural. It looks so real. I'm like, this movie looks so good. That's the first time I watched it in 4K. First time I've seen it since the theater, and I'm just like, this movie looks so good. Like, what happened? I know what happened. They had to get the movies out, and all these studios were time crunched, and then they would, oh wait, we're gonna cut. We're gonna go a different. We come up with a different idea, or it tested poorly. We got to change the final part of the movie, so all your CG's just scrapped. You know, that kind of shit. But the difference between Thor 2 and Thor 3's like general visuals was, way more CG in Ragnarok. I mean, just massive amounts. But there's some shots, some of the worst green screen I've ever seen when they're on the grass, looking over the ocean with Odin and Thor and Loki. It's some of the worst green screen I've ever seen. It's so bad. Like Corridor Crew could easily replicate that and do it better. Like, and they're fine, but they're not doing movie production. And I'm just like, how did we go from this like beautiful looking film to this, just because it's just so much CG. Like everything in that movie's fake. So there's there's Earth for a little bit, but it's just all CG. And it is kind of a shame. And then I watched Fantastic Four and Tron Ares back to back on Saturday. And they're both shot like 6K cameras or 4.5K, full 4K, native 4K, digital intermediate they call it. That's what they do after the film's finished, and then it goes from either disc or streaming. 4K for everything, best cameras, and I'm just looking at these super clean, just everything just looks fake. Like it just doesn't look appealing to me. It doesn't look like a movie. It definitely adds to the feels like a TV show feeling I got for Fantastic Four. I'm just like, it's too clean. It's, to me, it's not the better option. I don't know. I'm a bit of a purist when it comes to film. I like actual film. Like going back to The Fugitive. That looks great. Rescanned 4K off the negative looks amazing. And I watch these newer movies and they're just so clean, and they lose that cinematic feel. Like, but Top Gun Maverick looks clean, but that still looks cinematic. So maybe it's just the cinematography. I don't know what it is, but like Tron Ares just felt like it had some amazing sound and visuals at times, but it just felt like a TV movie to me. Like it just doesn't look like a film. And we were talking about gaming stuff. It's like movies to me. Like I'm not to the point where Christopher Nolan and Quentin Tarantino, like, oh, I won't watch a movie on a video projector. It has to be a film projector. I just won't watch one. You lose something when it's not 24 individual photos going by, creating the illusion of video, of movement. And I get it. That's cool that they came up with that 100 and something years ago, but I'm not to that point. Like, I'm fine watching on a TV or a video projector, but I still prefer, like, actual film.
I feel like Christopher Nolan, I mean, he obviously makes but like, I mean, the guy's very open on a lot of movies in terms of watching and stuff. He's very, I mean,
maybe it wasn't him.
He's open to using.
But when he's like, I'm gonna watch whoever, it might have been Quentin Tarantino specifically, but I'm sure another director had said the same thing. Like, yeah, I'm not gonna watch a movie
that asshole
if it's not on a projector.
It does sound more for him because I mean, this guy, I mean, think about the people that he gets for actors and stuff like that. Not all those actors are really. I mean, this guy watches a lot of movies. It's not like most of them aren't even,
That's true. Quentin does watch a lot of movies, but maybe he just thinks that's the best way, obviously.
Yeah, I'm sure, a preference for sure.
But, yeah, I mean, in the early days, some, like, LCD TVs used to look like absolute shit. Like, they were so bad and so expensive, I couldn't believe when I go to look at them in the stores. I'm like, who's gonna pay $1,200 for a 40-inch that looks this bad? Like, it's just crazy. And then now
I got an early LCD right here, man. It's just like I would just rather use it for old stuff, not like trying to look at a clean pic. I mean, I got it because it was like right in that area between the switch over from CRTs and whatnot to LCDs and HD. It was right in that cusp, but I'm like, this is probably a really good monitor if you want like cleaner visuals on your old like systems, your old video game systems.
Yeah. My
and stuff.
first flat monitor was a View. I don't know if it was ViewSonic. No, it was a BenQ ViewSonic. I don't know what it was. This
one's a Samsung.
First one I had. This was 2004, probably, maybe 5.
Yeah.
It had no contrast. It was just it was bad from the start. Like I bought a cheap one back then, which was probably still $200. It was a cheap one, but the convenience of not having this huge thing taking up your desk, and
Right.
but now like a couple YouTubers are now reviewing micro LED walls on their screen. Linus did one in this projector reviewer. The hookup, his was 55,000. The one Linus did was like 80,000 plus 10,000 for installation, and it's just they're probably the size of a Blu-ray case, square, not quite. They're rectangles, and they're like 320 by 600 resolution, and then they magnetically attach to these boards, and you can like each board's like 24 inches by like 18, and you can configure as many as you want in different in different aspect ratios, and they all connect together with Ethernet cables. You got to have all this power run. It's a super involved process, but holy crap, does it look incredible. Like there's no realistic way to get a big screen other than a projector before, realistically. And it was 300,000 or 500,000 years ago. Then Samsung's down to like 200, and this AWOL company's got it down to like 55 to 80,000, which is still hugely expensive, but it's coming way down. And it's just crazy how good that looks. Like it's just through the off-screen footage, it looks stellar. The people who are actually seeing it with their eyes are just like, I can't believe this huge image looks this good. It's just crazy, the technology. I'd love to have something like that someday. Just get the ultimate picture quality, no sacrifice, giant, screen. Easy to, it's easy to transport since it's small pieces. You don't have to worry about carrying something huge. So, yeah. And you saw that one video you posted with the Mario level on. That's one of those walls they were playing on. And yeah, you can get it. You could get an ultra wide. You could do like a super tall IMAX screen, which is 4x3 almost basically. And it just works. It just configures it, and it's super cool. But that's end game. If you got $1 million, you could have something like that now. But other than that, let's talk about the State of Play, which I forgot was even on until Terrell's stream was playing. There were some pretty good games shown. I was pretty excited for a couple. Kena 2. I can't say I wasn't expecting a sequel, but I'd forgotten, to be honest.
So that new design. Woo.
That game's 5 years old already, I believe. The first one, or maybe it'll be 5 years old at the end of near the end of this year.
Well, within this year, 5 years, yeah.
And I was like, Jesus, because Terrell, I mean, I like listen to his stream, and his group of buddies just have their knowledge, their taste is on one side of the spectrum, and I'm on the complete opposite. So they're like, Kena, wasn't that like a year ago that come out? Like maybe 2 years ago? And I'm like, what the fuck are you guys talking about? That was like an early PS5 game, and then just some of the things that they didn't know. Like,
was it a PS5?
It was
initially
PS5, PS4, and PC.
Was it PS4? I forgot about that.
Yeah, that's what I played it on.
Oh,
I have it. I think I played it on Steam Deck actually.
I've completely forgot about the PS4 version.
But it's definitely on PS4 because I have it.
Yeah, it's
sealed. Right. Sealed.
Nice. I got a sealed PS5 version, T. I played it. I got the digital, but I bought the physical and left it sealed.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I must have.
I literally don't have a single sealed game, man. Everything.
I think I got like 4 now. One's Devil May Cry 4. Never opened it. I got Steam, codename Steam. I got Stray. I got Kena.
Steel games are fine if you're playing the fucking game. Like that's why.
Well, because you double dip. You double dip.
Yeah,
I don't really double dip.
I double dip, so I'll go buy it later. Usually when it's at a discount, so it's not hurting me too much. And then I play it digitally if it's available. So.
Yeah, just for me, I like to still. I mean, I literally, if I get something on eBay, I take it out of the package and I instantly unwrap it, and I look at the inside. Ooh, then I close, then I close it. You know, I like to see
Yeah,
the
I
disc
don't.
art. You know, this and yes, you
Yeah,
can technically look this stuff up. You know what I mean? So you keep it sealed. You just gotta look it
yeah,
up.
I don't do it for every game. It's just if it's a game that the digital version isn't out or the physical version won't be out for a couple months, like they do a lot nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
Seems like they do that a lot now, where the physical version is coming in 3 months or something. And so I'll just say, all right, like I did it with Streets of Rage 4. Like the physical version wasn't out, and I was just like, all right, I'm gonna play this game. I need to get it. And then when the physical version came out, I just bought it. First of all, it wasn't that expensive, so I went ahead and just bought it. And I'm like, all right, I'll keep that sealed. There's no reason for me to open it other than to look at it and smell the new
The new disc
cartridge
still.
smell and the new disc smell, whatever. Smell the new paint. Smell the well.
Uh-huh.
There's no paperwork in the system or in the
Some of
things
them do
anymore.
though. You'd be
Some of them.
surprised. Very
Well, Streets
occasionally.
of Rage definitely has like a manual and whatnot. At least the version I have.
Only like the limited runs, the
Yeah, I have the
Rage,
limited run
stuff
version.
like that.
So
Those are the only
yeah,
ones that literally have things most of the time.
yeah.
Occasionally, I'll open up and be like, "Oh wow, I'm surprised this says so."
It's a nice surprise at this point.
Which is a shame that, but it is literally a surprise. Like
Yeah.
I had that game Shadows over Loathing on Switch. I opened it up. It came with like a little map that had like it was almost like a to clean like the like a phone screen, and it wasn't some limited run thing. It was just a regular release for them, and they had a something else. I was like, really? I was like, I was not expecting that. But it's nice when you open something up, you're like, oh, look at that! It
Yeah,
actually has something.
that's like part of my gamer process. It used to be anyway, where you get the game. I would go to the manual, like some people didn't. I go to the manual. I read if there's
Yeah.
any backstory. I read that. I read like controls and stuff. Because I'm, I have a weird brain where it's like I'll remember it better if I see it and I'm reading it off the paper than I actually do, like play like with the tutorial in the game or whatever.
I can
Whatever
get
reasons.
this.
Yeah, it just sticks better with me. So I used to do that whole process, and it was like a fun gamer process for me. But now I
Yeah.
don't get to do that much, anymore. It's kind of sad.
I do. Well, yeah. I mean, with my backlog stuff, I do that. So if most of the games do have a manual that I play a lot of them, and so I
Yeah.
do read the manual before I play the game.
hmm
You sometimes that's where the story is only.
Yeah.
Everything
Like,
like
Yeah.
that.
Well,
There's
Zelda
stuff in that
has
manual.
specific things. The game menu or the opening title screen, if you let it play, tells you to read the manual. It's
Yeah.
got like the map.
I was reading. I think I missed it, or I just don't remember it. But I was reading. What was it? Nights into Dreams for Sega Saturn. I was reading the manual, and there was something in there that kind of surprised me. It's kind of like when, because we're talking what 95, 90, no, Nights into Dreams was 96 when that game came out, and there's something in there I thought was like super progressive for 96, and it was like with Birdo. Remember Birdo
Yeah.
wanted to be a boy, or a girl that wanted to be or a boy that wanted to be a girl. That was in the manual. That you didn't know that unless you read the manual, and it was
Yeah.
something like that. And I can't remember what it was now, talking about this, but it was something like that you would only get in the manual. It's like, wow, that's pretty progressive there, especially for 1996. I was like,
Yeah.
wow. So it's cool to have those kind of discoveries that you wouldn't get otherwise.
Oh, for sure.
So
What do we got here?
this game, obviously, the first game, it was the studio's first attempt
first
at
game,
a
yeah.
video game.
Yeah.
I completely forgot it. Basically it was a PS4. It probably started as PS4. This just looks like a proper evolution. I mean, combat looks. I mean, it's based in the same concept. It looks like, but way grander scale, and just visuals. I feel like are definitely ramped up, and I believe. Did it say like Japan Studios in the beginning? Was it this game?
No, they shut them down. Remember?
No.
What did it say? One of the games.
PlayStation Studios.
Oh, PlayStation Studios. Was it this
Yeah.
game that said that?
PlayStation Studio done. Yeah. So I don't know. I'd be curious to see what.
I'm
that
confused
means.
because
Did
the
they
first game
publish-
is
Are they publishing
multiplayer.
it or?
Well,
I think they're just publishing it.
the first game originally was just PlayStation 4 and 5, and then PC, and then it came to Xbox a while later. Like,
Yeah, later. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
but
I-
it also was it wasn't published by them. Ember Lab published it
I
themselves.
feel like
first one.
Sony maybe they liked
So
what
maybe
they
this
did, and
one they saw success.
either
and they're like, hey,
funding
let's-
it or they're.
Yeah, I don't know if it's funding.
But it's not like they were helping the studio.
I'm not
Yeah,
sure
me
if it's
too, yeah.
grander or in depth. I can't. I didn't get that from the trailer.
Yeah, I didn't. Admittedly,
No, I just
didn't
meant
get,
the scale of the world,
more
the
in-depth
scale of the
thing,
world
but
to
I
me.
do think it looks grander in terms of like what they're trying to do, maybe with like the cutscenes, maybe I don't know, but
Yeah,
like
I feel like the
I would
environments
hold off
and
on
the
the
scale
tickets.
is definitely grander. Like, yeah, there's some
I
bigger
don't know, I mean,
areas
we
and
haven't
stuff.
seen that.
But
We haven't seen that yet, to be honest with you. We haven't seen like
well, when they
a
like
bigger.
there was nothing like this in the like there wasn't like a city. Well, there was the one town that was a little like
Yeah,
the hub area.
Yeah, I mean, you got multiple like little areas. Like, I mean,
But like
I mean,
I don't know, this looks
bigger.
to me
maybe,
this
maybe
looks
in this,
bigger than any
Yeah, this looks
aspect
big.
in Cana.
Maybe I
ish.
mean,
The first game.
think about
But
what
it
we're
still
looking
looks
at.
kind of linear. Also,
Yeah, think about what we're
at the
looking at
same
right now.
time.
We're looking at two paths that close off with rocks on the left
That's
and
a s-
trees
I
on the
mean,
right.
Yeah, if a lot
I'm
of
not gonna
that
say
stuff,
it's, like,
if a lot of that
genuinely,
stuff
like-
in the
Yeah,
background is no where places you can't go, then yeah, it's but
Yeah,
I don't think
I'm just gonna
you think
hold
you're gonna be able
off.
to climb that rock? I don't think so. that
Well,
mountain.
she didn't do that. Climbing is not what Kena does. So
No.
this
Yeah,
is-
I don't think you.
I'm just
Uh,
very happy
it's-
that this
But
is coming
I do
out.
think
I was not expecting his sequel. That's for sure. And here we
They
go.
aged
so-
her up like it looks like
Yep.
like an appropriate, like she looks the same but older. They didn't look like they completely changed her.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'll definitely play it.
I know this wasn't
felt
up-
the first one was okay for me, but it's their second game. I want to give it another shot for them. So I definitely will check it out.
I thought it had really good difficulty. If they make it grander as far as like story wise,
That pause.
that would be great. And
It had actually some very touching moments in the story.
yeah, they had some moments, but it's funny because I'm playing through South of Midnight. I'm almost done with that game, and it has very similar, like it's a very similar kind of setup
Mm-hmm.
to that game. I mean, very similar. If you like Kena, you would really like South of Midnight because it's very similar setup. I was like surprised that it wasn't the same studio. And, like it was just really close.
I didn't actually watch
the
this
way-
trailer yet. I missed it while I was driving, but
Was
What do you
this
think?
the,
I saw
the-
it quickly
the
on my
Galactic,
phone while I was driving. I didn't actually look at it.
Galactic. What is it? Starfight or is Galactic?
Is it
Racer?
like
racer thing?
just straight racing game or?
Well,
Yeah,
this
it's all
I mean,
racing.
this trailer they made it like almost like there's a story in it or something.
Looks,
But-
I mean,
but
visually looks
Maybe a lot,
pretty.
yeah.
No, I mean
Pretty
visually
nice.
looks really good, but I thought it was like a super epic trailer. That I'm like, damn, bro, it's racing.
I think it's just a pod racing game. It looks like
I'm pretty sure it's just racing.
it.
Yeah,
Had
I don't know, but
like,
wait. Well, look, there's actual cutscenes that they do, like the little like characters interact.
Maybe it's a story mode.
Maybe it's maybe there's a story. I hope there is, just for the simple fact that I like those. And
You gotta have a story mode in a.
Hey, look, they're
Star
interacting a
Wars
little
game.
bit.
Well, I'll say like just because the aesthetic
Yeah.
in Star Wars, I'm way more interested in this than just a generic futuristic racer. Like even if it
Oh yeah.
even
Oh,
if it
for
plays
sure. I
good,
mean,
I hope this
we love
plays
the
good.
franchises. you
But this
know,
just
so I
this
get
seems
that.
like a good mix of futuristic racer, but we're gonna have it in the Star Wars universe, which makes it.
I
just
have
more
one worry
interesting.
just looking at this here. Is am I gonna get lost on these tracks? Am I gonna know where the boundaries are? Because this shit look all meshed together. I don't know if like.
Did it say who's making it?
the visual
Fuse.
use games. and
Huh.
Super-
So
I don't recognize the name personally, but
Yeah, it definitely looks better than the N64 one.
I mean, the pod racing is
Uh,
still epic as much as the prequels.
That was the best part of the movie.
Yeah.
For me,
It's still
um,
pretty cool to watch.
being in that theater and being in that pod race. I mean, George Lucas knew that was the best part because that was a long sequence. That was a long sequence with some fantastic audio.
I wonder how much
uh,
that
throughout.
actually cost that sequence in the movie. They had to have been pretty expensive because it still looks
Yeah.
pretty good visually. Like it's impressive. But But there was a couple like Control 2. I'm a little I don't know. That's taking a sequel and just basically making a completely new game out of it.
Different
Like
genre.
it doesn't look really like Control like the
I actually
controls.
quite like it though. I think
It
it
looks
looks really good.
cool, but I'm
Is that
like
gonna
I'm
annoy
not getting
fans,
Control.
or
I'm not getting Control vibes from it. Like other than
For
the
sure.
companies that's called Control and it's probably set in the universe, but it almost looked like a Gravity Rush game. like it's
Well, I
crazy.
like
Isn't,
that. I mean, it's literally it's pure action. You know, actual action. I like I do like the gravity mechanics. I was like, damn, this looks badass, man.
I'm actually
Oh,
less
isn't-
excited now than I
what
was
is it?
before.
Isn't Quantum Break and what's the other game?
Alan
They're
Wake.
part of the
Wake?
same world. Alan
I
Wake.
know Alan Wake and Control
Yeah.
are. I don't know about Quantum Break.
I thought it was
Oh.
also Quantum Break.
I
is
thought it
in the same
was. I
world.
thought I
Yeah.
remember them saying that, but it could be.
It was supposed to be like, and suppose even Max Payne's supposed to. I think they're trying to make it where
Alright,
it's all the
that's
same
going too
universe.
Let me
far.
give this another chance. I
I've
watched
gone
like
too far with-
I don't know if they
Well,
had.
Max
supposedly,
Payne.
but the whole thing.
I
is
know. I'm
that
not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying that's.
they just don't have the like the I don't know some.
It's
something
almost like
about
yeah,
the
it's almost
license,
straight
yeah.
up an action game, like a almost an
Well, yeah,
infamous.
there's like no shooting.
Second
It's all just an
Son.
action game.
Okay, so this
Gravity
is-
Rush.
It's not control. It's not Control 2. It's Control Resonance. So
Maybe it's
they
just-
can get away with it.
Yeah, maybe it's.
Yeah,
But I
like a
think
side
he's
game.
talking to the Jesse from the girl from the main character from the first game.
Okay, that
I'm not 100,
That's fine.
percent but it sounded like her. But it could just be, hey, it's Control, just like the Cloverfield movies. Like they're not related really. They're just it's kind of an anthology type
Right.
of thing.
Was
I mean,
like,
it
yo,
looks
this
cool.
Pretty damn crazy.
But I gotta say, by the end of the trailer, I was already kind of getting bored watching, which is not usually
Really,
a good
no, I
sign
was
for
pretty
me.
impressed, man. I was pretty impressed with this.
I have
This
not
is-
seen any of this, so this is new to me.
Look at this. That's
I heard
that's whole
about it.
like that's like some
Yeah, that's why
Devil
it's-
May Cry type.
Yeah,
shit.
that's-
Devil May Cry shit right there.
That's
That
why
was
I'm
Devil May
like,
Cry.
I mean, I'm not against that type of game, but like as a for a control game, I
Oh,
was
okay.
just
What's
like,
going? Oh,
Look
yeah,
at
it's
that.
full on
Isn't that-
Gravity
isn't that
Rush,
crazy. That shit crazy.
Gravity
okay. Gravity
Rush,
I see.
Inception, like Infamous, like
And Mario
just
Galaxy.
flying, just
Mario Galaxy with no piantas. Oh. When I saw that, when you showed me that goddamn poster, I was crying.
maybe they'll look cool in a movie with a really high quality.
Hopefully they don't
CG.
sound stupid as shit either.
I'm sure they will. I'm sure they
Oh,
will.
they're gonna be voiced.
I can't fucking stand how they sound.
I guess
They probably won't say anything, or you'll just hear one like on the side go. Woo!
See, I didn't
Yeah,
even
like
make
it-
it this far when I was watching it.
And they're clearly
before.
dumb as shit.
You didn't make it this
Trying to-
far?
No. I was
What?
like, okay, that's not quite the control I was looking for, but
Trying to
saying-
condemn Mario for all the paint, even though he had just fucking arrived, and you can clearly tell that it's not fucking Mario. Like, you dumbass piantas.
This shit looks crazy. Look at this.
I guess I did see this.
Look at this.
And
This
what-
looks awesome.
What the fuck? It also feels like, what's the Nintendo
God
Switch game?
damn. What? And then you could go upside down like that.
the
shit looks
the
awesome.
platinum game.
Astral Chain.
Yeah, it felt a little Astral
Well.
Chain is for there.
Well, the control had an astral plane in the first game, so, and then this looks like
Oh.
the Division or Watch Dogs a little bit to me. Like I'm getting all kinds of vibes.
Visually.
Well, I mean, it takes place in a city. I mean, I get why.
But just-
New York City is like the thing.
Yeah, I don't see
Hey,
Watch
that's
Dogs,
the only
but I can see
thing
the
because
Division.
there ain't nothing Watch Dogs or Division
No.
in this. That's for sure. You know, but
I meant aesthetically, not gameplay. Just that reminded
that's
me.
what I'm saying. Is like literally just the little.
Like this.
I mean, I was like, yo, this looks great. Is it?
The fuck? Origami, bloody origami fights. What is this?
And then there's a new Silent Hill, which I didn't play F, but there's already a new like I don't know if it's a mainline or just it's not
Well,
numbered.
Well,
but
neither
No.
is F, but I mean,
Think-
all of them, all of them.
basically
it
there's a
called?
whole Konami direct in the State of Play.
That's what I found so
Konami's
weird about it.
back, yo.
I found it so strange that
Well-
they dedicated like 20 minutes or 20 minutes to
Sony's been
Konami.
for a while now. Their State of Plays have featured a lot of Japanese and Asian developed games. Like obviously this one
Well,
isn't.
for sure, but my thing is more so is like, brother, Konami, you got your own channel. You can just make your own. I enjoy what I saw, but you know,
Well-
as per usual, I always say like I wish there was just more Sony first party stuff, which I know, it is what it is.
Yeah. I mean,
But
that was I won't say gripe, but that stood out to me pretty heavily.
And one
Um,
of the things they showed just looked terrible, the God of War 2D game, which I don't know.
oh
I don't know what
my
people are thinking.
God.
I don't know what people who played it are saying about it, but it just
Did they
didn't.
close the show with? Was that right?
yeah, well,
I
honestly,
don't think with
like the
that
more I
one.
saw it, the more I actually liked it.
Let
Especially,
me look
I
up.
sent you guys that 7 minute
What's it
just
called?
studio talking and breaking it down.
Sons of
Actually,
Sparta.
quite. It looked better when you're starting to look at it. To be honest with you, for me, but I still don't love the art style. I do think it's more of a almost like a blander pixel art, but at the same time, when especially the character models, but like as I was watching more of the gameplay and looking at the environment stuff, I was like, actually, you know what?
All
That
right,
does
let's
look pretty
watch
solid.
let's watch a playthrough of the
All
beginning
you,
here.
buddy. All you.
And it's they can't help themselves. They're gonna announce the original trilogy remakes. Like there's early in development. We can't
That's
show
the
you
worst
anything.
part about it, and
But
that people
Why
got
did
so
they
hyped.
do that?
People got so
Why
hyped.
did
They're
they
like,
do that?
oh,
they can't
we're
fucking help
gonna.
them. They can't help themselves.
Why are you hyped?
I feel like you should put
Can
the.
we stop getting hyped for old
You
games?
should put the 7 minute the one that from PlayStation, because at least you get a variety of environment stuff. You're gonna see the same thing.
Well, I wanted to see the
Oh, this is the
beginning.
whole fucking game.
Yeah.
Never mind.
What is
Goddamn.
this? God of War Pentiment?
I'm just trying to decide if
No,
I
no,
like.
no, no.
It's like they're obviously going for a retro look. I mean, but I just don't know
Yeah.
if
Is it?
it's. I don't
Is it
know
a
if
retro look? What,
well,
PC?
you got like pixelated grass. That had to have been a choice. That's not a limitation. Let's see. Let's go a little further. I don't know, man.
I feel like
just
it's
visually,
maybe
it's
early
just
PC
not
look, like a
very good.
90s PC.
Shout out to MK Ice and Fire or MK Ice and Fire for this gameplay.
Well, yeah, I mean
This
that's
just
one of the biggest.
it's not a
This is one of
visually
the biggest
appealing game.
YouTubers. When you look, if you look up long plays, you're gonna find this guy like for so many
Like,
games.
It's out now, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't it a shadow?
And
Yeah,
then it's
they-
like
they shadow
Kratos, but then
dropped
he just talks like from what I could tell from the direct, like he just sounded like a little kid voice or something. Like I don't know.
Well, it's the prequels, the younger.
So
Kratos.
they,
Yeah, but he doesn't
they
look
dragged
like a
TC
kid.
Carson out there. That was part of the hype.
No,
machine.
he's in the game though. Like he's the narrator of the game.
Of this game?
What game?
Of this game.
He's the narrator of this game.
Of this game. Yeah.
Oh, I thought they were just.
Yeah, he's the
Um,
narrator of this game.
Is there
Yeah,
anything other than talking to NPCs? Like he fine. It's all I'm
No,
finding when I
there's-
skip ahead.
I'm telling you, you
Yeah, let
should
me
just
go a
go
little
on
further.
the 7 minute. At least you're gonna see.
Oh, more
little
talking to
TC
NPCs.
Carson.
I can't find. I'm just picking scenes ahead, trying
Yeah,
to
so
find.
that was
There we
I
go.
watched David Jaffe. I mean, he's not the best person to listen to when it comes
Yeah,
to
he's
God
a-
of War. He's
Especially
kind
his
of,
Metroid Dread thing. I haven't watched anything
Yeah,
since.
yeah. But he was talking about. I mean, I'm talking about this because this is kind of on the factual stuff. Was that the studio was very like, he said overly reliant reliant on story and stuff like that. And there's a lot of because he was playing the game himself, and he said, "Man, I just want to play the fucking game," but he
Yeah.
was like stopping every
That's what it looked like in the
half
beginning for
hour
sure.
cutscenes and yeah. So if that's true, that kind of sucks. But
I mean, it doesn't look terrible gameplay wise. I mean,
As I'm saying, you know,
this
what's also
visual
interesting is-
style is not working for me at all. It's not going to work for me. So if you can rock with that, it seems fine.
Well, what's
But
cool is that the
I'm just over this visual look.
these character models, like the animations are from the original game but made into 2D. Like they show it off in the 7 minute thing that keep.
I was thinking that they
But
that character was
sounds very
moving really cool.
And
I thought it looks really cool, like in terms of the way they do that. But again, I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm in love with. No, I actually don't think I don't love the character models by any means.
Yeah, he
I
looks.
think I would love this game if it was just didn't look this way. Like I think I would like it if it had a different art style. I don't
But
like.
what
the
I
art
do
style
like
at
is
all.
I like that Sony even did this personally. Where they like I do like the fact that like okay, you're able to make a side 2D God of War
Yeah.
accepted
Right.
and
If you
do
got yourself a PS5 Pro, here you go, motherfucker. Get look at this shit. This shit gonna look.
You know,
this shit gonna look amazing.
I know everybody's got their different tastes. Developers can, but after playing something like Silksong, Ori, it's just hard to see something go this direction. It's an artistic choice, and it's just like, but they still could have done an art style an older style, and still had it been like super layered, like the depth for foreground, background. They could have done, still took it to like another level. I think.
Yeah, I want more depth. I think in the
That's
visual.
what gets me these days is like having stuff, multiple layers in the foreground, things in the background. They've been doing that for a long time, but also what else we had?
Well, that my thing is there was a little, there's definitely a little bit too much of things we already knew about. Very
Yeah,
similar
there's
to
a lot of
Partner
anime.
Direct.
Am I mistaken? It seemed like a lot of games with like an anime aesthetic too, like characters that are
I don't
full.
think so, actually.
Not
Or
that
there was a
Chicken
stretch.
Game,
I feel like there was a stretch there where it was like 3 or 4. Where I was like,
not real. Like I'm looking right now in terms of like.
because I was like, oh, Terrell's gonna like that game. That's
No,
kind of how
I
I
mean,
felt.
I'll tell you right now. I mean, literally, in terms of a stretch of that, I think they had one, not again, and then they had. Let's see. I think it was only like two, bro. I'm looking right now. I'm scrolling through the whole thing. That's two. There's only two
Yeah, I'm
that were like
scrolling too.
anime sort of style. It was that Rev Noir, and then earlier they had Brigadine
Good thing.
Abyss. That's
What
the
is-
only
I
like
don't even
anime
remember
still.
this game. What the hell is this?
But they also showed Progmon and Resident Evil again in these things.
Well, it
You're
said
like,
right in it. It said that we're just showing them because the release date's close, like something to that effect. Like they literally.
well, of course,
said-
but does it mean it's not in there? I mean, we saw it
I mean-
again when we just saw it for the. I know, that's
the
just how it's
direct
gonna
doesn't
be with
matter
Partner
to
Direct.
them. It doesn't exist to.
I know, but it does.
They're trying to
exist for
sell
us.
their version of the game.
Yep, but it still exists. As
And it
human
was just
beings
like
for us.
literally
That's the
like
thing.
a few 30 seconds, and
This
then
one they already had. This was another
What
one where
is
they had
this?
this at the Game Awards. They had this at the Game Awards,
Weird.
and
What
I
is
saw this
this?
again. And
What
so I
is
was
this?
like, and this is a Sony. I don't know if it's a Sony. It's like a Sony published, but it's their IP, I believe, and it's another live service gonna be sort of game. I was like, oh great.
this ain't Marathon.
Yeah,
is it? No,
it's the
Marathon's
multiplayer.
like first person.
They showed Marathon in that too. Marathon that they have
This
to
actually
'cause
looks.
it comes out in March.
I mean, some
Oh,
of
yeah,
this.
they got to show Marathon.
They have to.
That's
but
funny.
that
That's the
is-
other thing where Terrell and his group, they had no idea. I'm like, this is so obviously Marathon. They're like, what is this game? I'm like, are you guys that
Really?
Bungie? What are they making? Like, you guys, I don't follow it that close, and I'm still knew exactly what it was.
Yeah, I mean,
It's just-
admittedly, I'm just too deep into knowing these gaming stuff that I recognize all these things.
I had never seen this game before. I still don't even know what it's called.
That was at Game Awards. That was at the Game Awards. That was.
I didn't watch
Bad
the Game
Robot
Awards.
And JJ. Yeah, but even then, I don't know. Like, I didn't.
I didn't watch shit from the Game Awards. I watched a few trailers, obviously.
But
but-
regardless, it's a Bad Robot and PlayStation team up, and they're making a game that is like a you could say again the live service multiplayer shooter extraction or whatever, but like that one felt painfully generic in that way for me in terms of just the art style, like the browns and the gray, like ooh.
What was
and
this
then-
Legacy Kane? Is this another remake?
It's a remaster. yeah.
Remastered? I don't even remember
Um,
this one. Defiance? That doesn't even sound familiar. What generation was
Defiance.
this? This had been like.
I'm guessing PS2.
Could
And
be.
honestly,
Could be a
I also
360.
never, again, it's very short, but they put Death Stranding coming to PC, and you're like, oh really?
Here's one
Ooh.
anime.
That's what I'm saying. There's two throughout this whole thing. You might have been thinking of the Partner Direct.
Could
Maybe
be.
this,
Could be.
um,
I'm looking forward to seeing what they're gonna do with the new Dead or Alive, but I don't know. Fighting games are like I have Street Fighter 6. Without that single player, I probably would have played it 5 hours total. Without the
Defiance PS2.
without like the
Well,
single
that's why,
player
yeah,
RPG
for me
game.
too, though. Don't get me wrong. Like when it comes to fighting games, I hope there's a single player portion because then I could put some hours into that.
And it's got to be
'Cause
more
I
than
know
just the arcade
realistically, I'm
mode.
not gonna play most of the like a lot of multiplayer on it.
Because honestly, Dead or Alive 4 is one of my most played 360 games. Like me and my buddy would play it all. We had like the move sets on a couple characters just completely mastered. Not mastered, but I got pretty good. It's very like there's a deep combat system hiding behind all the jiggle physics and stuff. Like I was surprised how much
Of
there
course.
is to that game, like the strategy and stuff. But
But my thing is like, with all those type of fighting games, you essentially dedicate time to it, or you don't.
yeah, and you got to have
Yeah.
people to play against, or you got to really like playing online and
We got to play online and get your ass handed.
I
to
don't.
you
I just. I
every
never. I
time.
still have to this day haven't played Smash Ultimate online with anybody other than friends. I've never gone to a random lobby and just played a
Well,
regular.
that's a funny game that I do play. Like
It shows
online
me
with people.
0 matches in online because I just said, I'm just not.
That's hilarious.
I don't. You want. We had the whole debate about tryhards this and try. Whether that's a
Mhm.
thing or not.
Well, to be fair, I was the only one that didn't say it.
Yeah. And I'm just like.
all you guys did say.
I'm just like, I don't care. Like, I just don't feel that I want to go be super competitive with Smash. Like, I enjoy it when we're evenly matched. And like Terrell and I, at one point, I felt like we were like the most. He was the closest to like where our skill level I was at consistently, and it was fun playing against him. And then playing against like in his stream or your stream, you were playing with those really good dudes that just were just roasting people. They were obviously picked the same character, Samus every time, same move, same like they just knew it to them. They were just showing off basically coming to they weren't there because they were probably even subscribed to you. They were just like, oh, someone's doing Smash, I'm going to show my skills and I'm going to defeat, just destroy these people. And I did one round like that. I'm like, this is ridiculous. Like, I mean, it's fine. You're that good, but why are you coming here playing a bunch of just casuals?
Well, I guess he doesn't know what they don't know until.
But they kept coming back, and then you had to put that limit in that they had after so many wins.
Yeah,
they had
after a certain, I forget what it, but I technically encouraged it because I would have like a ranking of who won the most of all time and everything. Like I kept track in terms of that. And then the most in a row and stuff like that. But yeah, then
we never talked about this game much, and Trail's not here, but how are we feeling?
Well,
is this like? I mean, it's definitely a huge step up for Game Freak as far as visuals, but it's not like it looks. I don't know. It's not like best of the PS5 anywhere near that. It's for them. It's a huge jump, but also it's like, I don't know if I've that wowed by it either. I don't know. Still not sure what the game.
Well, it's an action game. Look at that.
Yeah, I'm not sure like if it looks like something that's gonna be.
But also, I think this is a game that I think a lot of people think that the whole Game Freak team is on, but supposedly, I remember hearing that most of the team is not Game Freak, and it's actually like a.
That's what I was. I mean, I didn't think that specifically, but it just seems so crazy that if this is just Game Freak and they're going from Pokemon to this, that just seems crazy to me. Like that's why I was like, I don't think we've ever talked about this game on the podcast.
Ayers was talking about that's what I was just really it's an outside studio led by Pokemon devs. That's why I remember reading that because
it's such a departure in every single way. It's like how could they?
Yeah. Well, they could, but I just think in the end of the day, their team can't be that big where they're working on Pokemon and this and that, like.
And you're gonna get like the next Pokemon, and I guarantee you, it's not gonna be up to the standards of like Switch 2 games, like exclusive Switch 2 generation.
You think it'll catch up to Breath of the Wild?
I don't think it'll be Breath. It won't be Breath of the Wild level. I mean, maybe the visuals will be clean, but I'd like the actual world, the things you can do, physics and all that.
No,
it's not gonna be.
No, that's unfair. I mean, visually, like no game is up to.
I don't think it'll be up to that.
The world is a completely gameplay design. I'm talking about visually.
What do you think are thick? That's some thick frame glasses.
I was gonna say
You
guys are talking about like
the girl had some thick frames.
Being like a departure from Game Freak. I'm like, well, wasn't like Timbo the badass elephant or whatever that shit's called? That was pretty big departure. I'm surprised that isn't on a Switch at this point.
I'm surprised they never brought that to any Nintendo platform.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I don't.
What was that one they had?
Why are you not putting your shit on Nintendo? Like, let's be for real here. Like, that doesn't make any sense.
Game Freak, especially if your game is something like Timbo the badass elephant, which looks like it's a side-scrolling,
so odd
action adventure kind of game.
Yeah, that was super
weird. Like they put it on everything but Nintendo.
Yeah,
like it's on. It's
what was that little town thing? That was just like
Little Town Hero. That was like also a very different game.
Yeah,
it was a very small game, like content wise, like actual length.
It also is a very sucked ass game.
I actually
It's
don't
not-
think it was that short. I think it was actually a decent
Was it?
length,
I
though.
could be.
It's a decent length.
I didn't.
Yeah.
But, like, I heard it was very repetitive, though. That's I never
It's
haven't played
not
it.
very good.
But it would be. Let's say that was just 100% made by Game Freak. But I still have no idea what the. I just saw the trailer. I still don't remember what the name of that game
Yeah.
is. It just doesn't. It's not really clicking or resonating with me or get me excited. But if it was just Game Freak, then I'd be like, so the narrative is, well, Nintendo must be the one holding Game Freak back. Then it's Nintendo holding it back. That's what I've heard a couple times. I think one of Terrell's buddies even said it
which
in his live
is
stream.
laughable.
So you think Nintendo's holding Game Freak back, or
Why-
do you think it's
Why
the?
would Nintendo, who
Why-
doesn't do that to any of their studios, do it to Game
Yeah.
Freak? It just makes no
I
sense.
think the gamer, the fan, Pokemon fans are the ones holding them back by keep buying their games
Yes.
20 million at a time. With like Sword and Shield should or Scarlet Violet should not have sold well based on the early state of that game.
Yeah.
That-
but you
there was
gotta
enough
imagine,
word
though,
out
that the
there.
problem with Scarlet and Violet, though, like, you almost have to know until you know. Like, there's gonna be a majority of people that just want to pick up this new open world Pokemon game, and until you start seeing videos of it later on, you're not gonna know until
Yeah.
it's out already.
I mean, the Switch 2 version that really cleaned it up. I was like, it's not a terrible looking game in general, but it's just a lot of tiling of textures. This is very, I mean, just
Yeah.
old school 7th gen like style of game design, like to have just so much repeating textures in your backgrounds and stuff. But running at 60 with whatever the resolution is, it did look a lot better. Like I'm not saying it looks terrible, but it still wasn't up to like Breath of the Wild standards, or even like Xenoblade
Well-
Chronicles 3.
We didn't look at Project Windless. That looks good with the jacked rooster.
The
looks
first trailer I was watching on my phone. I mean, it looks cool, but it definitely, I'm getting vibes of like a newer studio type of thing. I don't know.
Why a rooster?
It looks
Dude,
cool.
that's why I want it.
It looks cool. I will say.
I
the
was like,
rooster looks
this is
cool.
way better than dealing with another human sword.
Yeah,
fighter,
another
man.
human with a sword.
At least we
Um,
get an animal, a jacked animal, no less. That's
Jump
awesome.
ahead here. It's like very like almost like
I guess
like a Musu game. It's like a Musu game.
Wukong like an animal? That's true.
yeah. I'm getting like that same kind of vibe. It looks like there is a
I was
little.
thinking Dynasty Warriors kind of. It's
Yeah, that's
you
what I
know-
said. That's a Musu.
Oh, is that what you just said?
Yeah.
I didn't hear you.
Yeah.
A little bit of that. I'm noticing it's probably early. I'm noticing a little bit of like, I don't know if it's jankiness, if it's frame stutters. It's not as smooth maybe as in polish, but
Really, I don't see that.
I'm just
Where do
watching
you see
just
that?
watching some stutters and stuff. It could be intentional with the attacks. It looks at times it just looks a little like, I just got the vibes that maybe this is like a Wukong where it's kind of their first effort at a big game. I'm gonna guess
Which, I mean,
it's
to be
I'm
fair,
gonna
you're
guess
talking
it's like an
Wukong,
Asian
that was
studio.
people's- That was like the internet.
But look at that. That
favorite
looks
game of
really
the
cool.
year.
That's what sold me initially. I was like, wow, that looks badass.
Yeah, that look at.
Was that a
It
cutscene?
definitely
though?
does look, yeah, like I said, Muso, warrior style, sort of
Mhm.
little, at least with big. That looks. I'm like, yeah, this is definitely a buy for me. If it was honestly, generally, if it was a normal human being, I would have looked at it less. The fact that you have like a different protagonist makes it more fun. I don't know, makes it more fun to me.
Birdman.
And, I mean,
Yeah.
you can have a unique take on an established style genre.
Yeah.
So Crafton Montreal Studio.
When I saw Crafton does so much stuff, man. They're the publisher though. That I'm pretty sure that's the publisher because they be doing, obviously Crafton does all like they did like orbitals. They had done a bunch of other things, but they had and then yeah, again, he had a lot of things we've seen a lot. The 007.
So I was just gonna ask about that. Is anybody like every time I see this game, I have the same don't care feeling about it. I don't know. I think he looks. I don't like how he looks personally.
I don't like his character design. I don't like gameplay.
I definitely again, it's the Hitman guys. I really enjoyed.
Yeah,
Hitman 3 a
I
lot,
only played the
so I-
Hitman via the cloud on Switch. I played whatever the hour you got to play or 50, whatever it was, and I wasn't getting into it, but I didn't give it enough time. I don't know. It's
Hitman
just
is not like a high octane action game. It's more stealthy, and Obviously, James Bond is kind of more actiony, and
Yeah, for
But the
sure.
people who like
I'm
the
just a little
Hitman
worried
really
if it's
like
gonna work
it.
out.
Like the people who
Yeah.
get into Hitman they really love it.
Yeah, I mean,
So there's gotta be
I only
something
played
to it.
Hitman 3, but what I
No,
played,
I
I
like
was,
Hitman.
I
I
was,
just
I
say
was
I'm just
like,
saying
Yeah.
it's a
for
different.
James Bond. I don't know if that's
yeah.
gonna work.
At least they weren't
Yeah.
driving around in a car like looks like you can't even control it for 5 minutes like the last time we saw
Yeah.
it. What's with the Metal Gear Solid that like it's 4 in was it the Vita game or something?
PSP,
Oh yeah,
PSP game.
Peace Walker.
The
PSP.
Why
PSP
that's
one.
not it's just 2 games literally.
Well,
Like
they don't
yeah.
got much other ones to
I
left.
know, but
technically.
why even
They could have put 5 on there. It was too much.
Oh, that's true. That's true. That's
Yeah.
true. And well, they also did put the Game Boy Color one in, but they didn't show it. It comes with it, or it's you have to buy. I don't know. I guess you could buy this separately, but supposedly if you buy it as the pack, which is the collection, the volume 2, it also
It
comes
needed
with,
to add
it comes with the Game Boy
something.
Color game.
If you're gonna put in Peace Walker, put in what's the other Game Boy one? But that one is a completely different type of game.
You talking about
It's like a-
Substance or something?
No, it is
Which they don't have that,
God.
to be fair, I guess.
it's a PSP game as well, but it's like a turn-based kind of strategy game.
Yeah, I thought that was
Metal
Substance. What was
Gear?
that one called? I thought that was
No,
called.
it's I can't believe I don't remember right
I
now.
got some
Um,
mixed feelings on the Castlevania game too. Like
Oh, that's Metal Gear Solid 3. Never mind, I take that back. What's the? Let me see. What's the? I know what you're talking about. It's
Yeah.
where's
Tactical
Twin
Up-
Snakes?
like-
Damn it!
yeah, right.
What was it? Tactical.
No, I'm trying to look it up.
Oh.
Like tactical game. What's it
Oh.
called?
Was it Metal Gear Tactics? That doesn't
No,
sound
I
right.
don't think that doesn't sound right. What the hell was that game called?
Fuck, I'm sure I can find it, but it takes me a little minute. Can I reach it? I don't think I can reach it from here.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully someone in the chat. 'Cause for some reason, I'm typing in other things. I put Metal Gear Solid Tactical Game, and it just says, "Oh, you mean the game?"
Well,
the
wasn't
franchise?
there
It's a
that
tactical-
wasn't there that demo before 5 that was
There's portable
that
ops.
people
Oh,
paid
yeah,
for?
Ground Zeroes.
was that what it was called?
There it is.
Yeah, that's what it's called.
I
Ground Zeroes.
spotted it. Metal Gear Acid. Boom.
Busted. Yeah. So yeah, they could have had that. They could have had that.
It could have added Metal Gear Acid.
Think
Well, they
that's
also
worth
have
something?
portable ops. I forgot about that one. Portable ops.
Yeah, this is kind of tactical. I thought it was pretty good. I enjoyed it on PSP.
Yeah, there's another one. Portable ops. They could have done that one.
Portable Ops, yeah. But
There's still actually there are still games that they could have done, but they, for some reason
yeah,
they
it
didn't.
just seems a little bare. little
Yeah,
bare.
and
Or
I
a
don't
collection.
remember.
You call it a bitch a collection.
Yeah.
Make the bitch a collection. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
put some shit in there.
Could they not
I
work
think
out a
Metal
deal?
Gear Acid would have
with
been
Nintendo?
a perfect part of that collection.
Why is the
What?
Twin Snakes in there? Like, can't they work out a deal? Does Nintendo own that or something?
Yeah, I think it's Nintendo. It's probably
That is
between
probably-
Nintendo and what's the
You would.
company?
I would say
Was
it's
it
Nintendo.
Silicon
but
Silicon
Silicon
also-
Knights. Yeah, Silicon Knights. Shit.
I also think they probably just haven't done it because, like, they look at the other games we just mentioned. They didn't do that either, so they could save.
I
it
know,
for
but that's like
Volume 3.
the original Metal Gear with like solid or 2's visuals. It's-
Yeah, Metal Gear 2
It could be-
visuals
It
and
could be Volume 3.
man.
Yeah, they ain't gonna have a volume.
I guess. I
3.
mean, they don't have
Maybe
Metal
they-
Gear Solid
I mean,
5
look, if
yet.
this sells well,
so-
they put in Ground Zeroes and 5, and then they put in another PSP game. Call it a day. There you
Acid.
go. You know.
Yeah. Or
I
put in
don't know.
Metal Gear Solid. What was it? VR missions.
Oh yeah.
Was it a-
Yeah.
was
Wasn't
that
that a
PS1?
part of? Wasn't that a part of?
Oh, it might be because it was PS1.
of,
It was a standalone game on PS1, but you know back then
I, s-
they didn't have DLC and shit. You can just throw it up.
I
They
still
had to be a
can't believe people
standalone.
play
paid
VR
$40 for that demo before 5 came out. Like, and tried to justify it to people who
Yeah,
bought
that
it.
was funny.
Somebody in the old Gamers at Large was
Oh, that
justifying it.
demo! I
It's
forgot about
$40.
that
It was
until-
$40.
Yeah, until just now I forgot about
Yeah.
that demo.
Oh, there was a separate.
Konami was starving, boy.
Yeah.
Charged $40 for a demo. They were broke. But I keep hearing they're back now because they're putting out
Well,
collections.
they had Silent
remasters.
Hill F. Was
Well, no, I
that?
mean, they've been doing stuff now. I mean, but it's just not them.
Yeah,
They're not doing
because
it.
Silent Hill Fallout
Right.
or whatever,
They're commissioning
Town Hall is
other
Screen Burn and
Yeah,
Anna.
and Annapurna.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my main great, or not great, but that's my main commentary on this whole Konami is back stuff. I'm like, they're not doing things themselves.
At least they're
You
publishing
know?
some games that look decent, you know.
But
Yeah,
at
I
the
mean,
same time,
I'm
like, I
cool.
would
No,
say,
I'm cool
oh,
with that. But I'm saying you're saying Konami's back.
yeah.
So that means Konami's back making fucking
Yeah.
games, and they're not. They're not doing that. So
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. The narrative
sure.
is not right.
Well, at least they're back doing things with their franchise.
Non-mobile
Yeah.
stuff.
And licensing out their franchises. That's good.
My favorite thing about Konami was their 2010. What do you call it? What we used to have those things in the
E3?
summer. E3. Their 2010 E3 is some of the greatest comedy. That shit was pathetic.
Is that though with the giant enemy crab?
No. That's Sony. That's Sony's
Oh.
2006. No. There's this like, oh my god, you got to watch it. It's so
I'm sure I've seen
hilarious.
it, but I forget which one. Like what was?
I think
in it.
Kroby Cat like does a great mix up of it.
that's-
So
I'm pretty
watch
sure I saw it.
watch Kroby Cat's his video on it. It's so good. And it's so good. It's so embarrassing.
God,
I
they
just
had
remember,
the
like-
Konami was that the anime
Nope.
game too.
They brought on like Luchadora.
Yeah, that was the other one, the Revenant. But they also did the new Castlevania, which I personally like the art style.
I
know
like
T, you're
parts
saying
of
you aren't
it.
too fond of it.
Some of the
Huh?
shots I like the art
You're
style
not
for
too fond of the
Castlevania.
new Castlevania, Belmont's Curse.
Yeah.
I,
I know-
See that
I'm
do like.
over this
That one I
art style.
actually legitimately. This one I legitimately do like. I actually do like.
I
that.
like the art style, but some of the movements and some of the backgrounds I'm like are less interesting. And some
I'm like,
look
this is
really cool.
Castlevania, bro. You could have went like really dark and creepier.
I don't know. As
Visually.
far as like anime
Well, yeah, I
art
guess if you
styles,
want
I
to go
do
more
like
gothic,
it.
like a more gothic art.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm expecting
This
with
looks.
Castlevania.
I mean, visually looks nice. If it wasn't a Castlevania, it
Yeah,
probably.
yeah, I'm thinking of like Game Boy Advance games and even the DS ones.
But there's that shot where there's like
had
the
some edge to it.
like the city's all in like the city in the background's all shot. It's all red and black like silhouette.
I like that looking. Yeah.
Yeah,
like-
that was cool.
There's some really
I
cool
can give it-
looking spots where I'm like, wow, that looks stunning. And then others, I'm like, I don't know. Kind of reminds me of Hades a little bit, the art style, a little
yeah.
bit. They had Silent Hill, they had Revnor, and then I think
Oh no, I tell you what though, Glock is gonna be mad just by saying that actually, because he loves Hades and the art style, and he thinks this looks like low budget.
Oh.
trash.
I mean, it's just
Oh,
got the
no.
vibe. I'm not saying it's identical. It's just it reminds me a little bit. Of
Hey man, I can understand that to a degree, but don't kill me, Glock. I love Hades.
That Soros game's got maybe a little interesting tweak. That's not the same kind of formula
What's
as
wrong?
yeah.
Wait,
Returnal.
what's wrong with Hades? Yeah, I saw
No, but
you guys
it's
you guys were going in the damn chat and shit. I'm like, what the fuck?
I
is this
missed
guy
a bunch.
Going back and forth. I couldn't catch up. I was like, all right, I can't keep up.
I
with this.
replied to a
Yeah,
few
it's good.
things, but all right. So since we brought him up, it's,
Oh, hold on, before we didn't finish technically, we had the John Wick game, which
Yeah.
that game ain't coming out for 4 years.
and who knows
And you
what
got-
the actual game will be.
Yeah, what is the actual
A
game?
lot of
I don't
flashy
even
stuff,
remember.
but what's the
Yeah,
actual game?
Saros definitely looks awesome though. I mean,
Yeah,
Saros looks awesome.
they're doing a.
That's-
It's not just a carbon copy. Returnal looks like there's
And
a,
it's also not quite. I mean, it's roguelike, but it's almost like almost in a way level based. Like you could just go to the next world. Like you don't have to. Like you just continue on. Have you noticed?
I don't hate the what do you call it, the procedural generated, because they still have the core rooms in Returnal, and then the connect. It's just the different ways they're connected. I don't mind that, but I also said multiple times back when I was playing it, like I would love for them just to make every level, like design all the levels and not be this format, and just be design your own levels, and you go through the level with this amazing
Yeah.
shooting, this controls, the shooting, the boss fights. Like you could make just a regular game, it'd still be great. But for me, like I got a lot of replay value out of Returnal because of that,
Sure. Yeah.
especially where the rooms that just, I mean, I had to die like 20 times for one room to show up so I could finally get the damn thing to get the trophy so I could get the platinum.
Yeah. I mean, that's.
It's kind of annoying, but I got through it. And then I
So I
started
think
playing.
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say I started playing the tower game that Robert and I played. We couldn't you couldn't play that co-op. They added the co-op and that tower thing, but the tower wasn't co-op, so we played the regular game. I went back to this tower. I'm like, I don't know, dude. That sucked me in like that. I mean, what I have 30, 45, 35 hours in Returnal last year. It tied for my most played game on PlayStation that year. And I'm just like, that was a free update, and I mean, that's my first Housemarque game I ever played, and I'm looking forward to the next one. I like the
You didn't play Resogun?
Nah.
I like the actor, drawing a blank at Raul, I think.
Yeah, Raul Coley.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to that for sure. And that's so this year that
Say,
Kana 2. Definitely looking forward to. I feel like there was one other.
There's the Marvel Token game that comes out
You know,
at some point. I don't know if there's
I
a
think that
single
game's
player
gonna.
yet.
I think that Marvel game's gonna absolutely tank, like bomb as far as
Tank?
sales. I think it's gonna be a
Why you
complete
think that?
bomb. I mean, that.
All the Arc System games do pretty well.
I mean, I could be wrong. It just it feels like it should be bigger. More people should be talking about it. But even like,
Bro,
I mean,
people are talking about it. You're just not in the circles.
I
People are
like-
talking about Marvel Token.
are they?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
in
That's
a tiny
probably.
circle.
I-
that
And it's-
I
It's-
tell you, well, I mean, well,
I just
but in
feel
the
like-
fighting game community, like, I mean, let's be real, like, it's gonna sell well. Arc System games, Guilty Gear, all that sell well.
yeah, that's true. They do.
So
sell.
like, they're gonna sell, man. Like, it's gonna. I don't know if you're thinking. I don't know what you're.
Well,
like, you gotta
like they
obviously have to-
ended.
Don't think 10 million or something. Don't think even 5 probably. Like, you gotta think like a good fighting game sales number.
Yeah.
Well,
2
they made
billion.
it the end of the last when it was first revealed. It was the big thing, and then this wasn't. This was the second. I mean, it looks great. Like, I'm not saying. I just don't know. I mean, how big is
And
like a
also,
core fighting community? Like, but it is Marvel.
Yeah. It's Japanese Marvel though, so we'll see if Americans will the people outside of Japan will like the word. What is token? What does it mean?
Because Marvel vs. Capcom is like beloved. But that's when fighting games like it's towards maybe the latter half of the fighting peak. But fighting games used to be like the biggest genre one of the bigger genres back then.
Oh, Marvel versus Capcom 2.
Yeah, so I don't know that that's the thing. Like fighting games,
Everybody hated 3.
it might like I'm not saying it's not gonna sell. Like when I said bomb, I guess I meant in context of like this is our last big game of the state of play. Like 1 million. I guess that wouldn't be a bomb, but like
That's not a bomb.
underperforming.
Pretty good for a fighting game.
Yeah, that's
like-
not a bomb.
The way I don't know, it feels like it should be
The
bigger.
way that Superman underperformed.
The game or the movie?
The movie. I was talking about the movie.
Yeah, it's funny that did worse than Man of Steel even without inflation.
Yeah.
And not allowed to talk about that.
I just wanted to say because you're talking about Housemarque game and what was it, Returnal?
Mm-hmm.
I have to get over the stigma. I don't know. It's not really stigma, but for me it is of roguelite. Like when I hear that, my brain just turns immediately.
I
off.
could care
Like, I
less.
just turn
Yeah, I could
immediately
care
off.
less about roguelikes. I'd never need to play another one after. Like,
Yeah.
that's not why I like Returnal. It's just
Yeah, I
everything
know.
else.
That's what I'm saying. If I can just get past that, I'm sure I'll be able to play something like Returnal. And there's games out there, but I remember getting a roguelite for Switch early on. I think it was actually made by GameStop. And I hated that fucking game. I hated
I
it.
could not get into Hades. Like but that's at its core, to me, felt like a beat 'em up. Like the game feels like a beat 'em
Yeah.
up to me. And plus, you add in you have to fight the first boss every time. Returnal, as soon as you beat the first boss, it opens up a portal that you can just go to the next world. It's not
Yeah, I mean,
immediate.
I don't feel the beat 'em up sort of like what a beat 'em up is and how that feels like how it actually feels. I wouldn't say that. Not
That's how,
even
I mean,
remotely.
when I was playing this, I'm like this is just a beat 'em up to me. Like it's a different view. It's not a 2D beat 'em up, but that's. I mean, I didn't play it. I only played a few hours, so I didn't. Maybe there's a lot more to unlock later on, but it's just like
Well, I
I'm
mean, you
doing the
definitely unlock
same
a lot of things, but also
the
just
same
like just the
simple
way you.
attacks
know.
over and over and over. Like, and
Yeah,
the
but
way the
that just-
enemies
that-
kind of come at you, just that's what it felt like to me. Like, But I'm just like, I heard Red Knight say the same thing. When Saros, I watched his reaction to the direct where Saros was announced, and he's like, if it's like Returnal, I'm not interested. I don't like that roguelike. And I'm like, that is the least like roguelike I think of any of the roguelike games. It's just,
Dead Cells. Good call.
Dead Cells was
like Dead Cells. Yeah.
I would.
Everybody's talking about that game. Remember Philip?
Everyone loved that game.
From IGN, the fraud. He got exposed
Oh
for stealing
yeah.
people's reviews.
Shit, forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dead Cells got a bit
there's
of a
more
hype
stigma on that
peak
game
for a while.
for me.
But it's just like, God, like clocked. The thing I was gonna say is, I know it's not every time, but it's just funny. I was like, if you play Returnal, you're gonna say it's mid, and he's like, what's? And I said, well, if I like it's a game, and it's usually a 7 out of 10. And I didn't even know he gave Prince of Persia Lost Crown a 7 out of 10.
He did, yeah.
And I'm like, oh, of course you did, because that's like a 9.3, 9.4 for me. Like, that was a Game of the Year contender. I loved that game. And I was like, yeah, Prince of Persia Lost Crown.
The Lost Crown.
I was like,
that's the 360 one?
No,
No,
it's the one that just
PS4
came out.
No, the latest one.
last
What am I
year.
saying?
Yeah.
Or 2 years ago.
The latest, yeah.
Like,
Was it 2
honestly,
years? That was a year ago.
I like that.
Fuck.
I like that more than Metroid Dread. Like, I love that game. And
Ooh.
I didn't love the character designs and some of the artistic choices,
I
but
think it was
the
2024.
core game, some of the best, like,
4?
Yeah, 24.
Challenge.
January 2024.
yeah, it was
Not
early.
Yeah,
January.
that's
I didn't
2
buy
years,
it till
literally 2
later.
years ago.
I didn't buy it till later in the year, but
I just
like,
bought that bitch.
God, there's some just super clever, challenging
Time.
challenge sections dealing with the rewinding, and it was just so clever. Even Retro Death and I were completely aligned with that game. Like, we're just like, this is the coolest puzzle where you do 3 runs, and your first run you gotta do it in a way so that your first run does it below you, and you have to make sure you step in the switch in the right spot so you can let your second run through, and then you got to do that on the second run for your third run to get through. It's freaking clever.
Look, I believe you, man. They made
It's
rabbits
amazing.
go home. Made rabbits go home. So
It's just
I
an
believe you.
amazing.
How do we come back to rabbits go home? And
It's just an amazing freaking
We just
game.
keep coming back
And
to
they
that
probably
fucking
closed
game.
that studio after that. It's like, but it was.
Wait,
So-
hold on. Didn't they shut down the studio? What was it? Let me see.
Yeah, they shut that
I
bitch
think
down
they
from
shut
what I
that
remember.
studio down,
Hold on. No, I don't think they shut it down. I think they. Let me see.
or they merged them with another's, or something like that. They might have made them merge with another
'Cause
studio.
I do remember some, but I don't see anything on that because I forgot about that. That there was like, wait a minute.
But
oh no, because they're exactly working on it. Beyond Good Evil 2. So-
come on, that game's not coming.
So they're shut down then. So
Unless
that's-
they've restarted. Unless they restarted that game as just an actual sequel to Beyond Good and Evil. Like,
Why is it so hard to make Beyond Good and Evil 2? It's not that hard. I don't get it.
they
I
just
don't
slapped
get it.
Beyond
You're
Good
making
and
it for
Evil.
the fans of the game. Make the fucking game. Make the game. Make Beyond Good and Evil better.
You know
That's
they know they slapped that name onto that game they were making, that intergalactic game. They're probably, let's make this Beyond Good and Evil. That would, that's what happened. I don't know if they ever said that. That's how I feel. There's no way they started with Beyond Good and Evil and made this massive universe scaling, like 1,000 worlds, like Starfield type game was their idea.
To be fair, Beyond Good and Evil it can be a Star Wars like, because that's what it's about. It's about this major regime, this government overlords, and this girl trying to bring the plot out and let everybody know what's
But the
going
whole,
on.
like-
You do go to different star systems. There are
Oh,
different
really?
worlds and whatnot.
Okay.
Yeah, that's in the game. But to that scale, I mean, that's a little much. That's
Like-
just.
I mean, just the city. It looked like it was to scale of an actual city. It was huge.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
it-
that's not necessary for Beyond Good and Evil.
Yeah, I mean,
No.
I've always heard good things. I only played like the remake,
Oh, you gotta
Demo.
play it. You gotta play that game. Oh, good.
but
I think it still holds up.
So I told Clark that I can't wait for him to play Returnal so he can say it's mid because I really feel like he's going to. Because I cursed it. I said the controls are so good it felt like Nintendo EAD like designed the game.
Well, that's the problem. Is I think we keep giving him
Can't set
too
him up
high
with that.
I know.
expectations.
Yeah, you can't set people up with that kind of
It's
shit.
true
Well, that's
though.
the thing. Is
It's
it's tough because like I see the same thing. Like when I play like Halo 1 or something, and it's like it's one of the highest rated games of all time. And you start to put the thing in your mind, and you're like, let me try to separate the accolades and just my experience with it. Just try to play it for the because it's unfair to the game to go into someone saying this is gonna be the greatest thing. It's like, oh man, it's unrealistic for you to always think, yeah, it's gonna be the greatest thing.
Halo was pretty fucking good.
No, it's a
It
really good
was
game, but I
good,
also
but-
don't think it's like
The first
10 out
half.
of 10 that like I mean again it's one of the highest rated games of all time. So
Yeah.
but to be fair, and I said that in my backlog and stuff, that to be fair, I didn't play the multiplayer and stuff for that. They're reviewing a whole package. I just
Mhm.
talk about the campaign only.
I just remember getting so bored with the alien ship inside. Like, no, I wasn't reading anything on the internet. I just played the game, and I'm like, I don't even know what door I've been. I don't know which direction I'm heading anymore. Like, then you had to go back through it again. I was like, oh my god, that's what I remember most about that game.
I
Beyond,
was having so much fun because the game never really felt, especially a first-person shooter game, never felt that smooth and cohesive to me. That it just was so polished, that game, that it overcame some of its more flaws or faults for me.
yeah, the
It's just so
funny
much fun.
dialogue.
Yeah.
The warthog controls that they were very unique and just it was
Yeah.
great.
And, I mean, to me, I think they improved, again, the level design and stuff with Halo 2, but I hate the Flood, man. I hate them. They drive me crazy a lot of time.
I hated them at first, but they grew on me. I grew to not, where they didn't bother me as much. But everybody's experience is different. I get it. I totally get it because I didn't like them when they first kept starting to annoy me. So
So here's the best way I can summarize my feelings of Halo 1. I liked it enough, but I never played another Halo game the rest of my life, other than like 2 matches of Halo 3
It's
online.
crazy. I find it
You
amazing that
what?
you had a 360.
Wait, I
and
know
never
I did
played
play.
any
I
Halo.
played an hour of Halo 3, and I was like, "Yeah, this sucks," and I turned it off.
what?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I get why Halo 1 was popular and successful. Halo 2, obviously, the
Man.
multiplayer. But I was just like, yeah, at the time, I was like, I'm buying Metroid Prime 2. I'm not buying Halo 2. Like, I was just too much of a Nintendo fan, I guess.
Yeah, but even then, like, I could see why, again, Halo 3 was the new one on the 360, big, epic, HD, all the type of stuff, first time, and so that makes it huge.
I don't think it delivered
Even
on
stuff
that
like
front.
Halo
but-
Reach, man. I love Halo Reach. Halo Reach, again, it's the first.
Halo
You
Reach,
got
yeah.
the prequel and all this. Oh, this is epic. It's Bungie's last game. Like that is some huge stuff. Once you start to get to the other ones, and okay, then like I don't understand why, but
You get the 4, you get the
Yeah.
5. I get it.
Infinite was great. Infinite's great though. I mean,
Infinite's great though. It's a little lacking, a little limited, and it's visually, because of mainly because of biomes and whatnot. But man, it felt like Halo again. It definitely did feel like Halo again. So I'll
Yeah.
give it high scores for that.
Yeah. And I mean, that's something I know Clock did it's like perfection for him. I mean, there's other games where like, again, everyone sees it differently where like, something like Oddworld that I just played, like Oddworld I found very frustrating where it was like
Me
where it was
too.
just like where it was like
The first one on the PS1?
yeah, very
Yeah.
very
Or-
one.
Yeah, it's a pain in the dick. Like
It's a pain,
it has
yeah.
like a lot of really cool aspects
Very
to it.
cool
Like
ideas.
it's funny, a great world and
Yeah.
ideas. But god damn, that game's frustrating.
It's just
It is
so
definitely frustrating.
it gets to the point of just pure annoyance and stuff and just the way because of how he's animated, like you kind of almost miss jumps because it's
Yeah.
so attached to the animation and stuff.
Yeah,
And,
good
and
animation.
again, he finds it perfection, and I can understand why. For me, it ended up being more of an okay game where I was like, I see the potential, but it's for me like the world's amazing. I love the story of
It's a 2D game with tank controls. You know what I'm saying? Like it
Yeah.
has that feel to it where like It's like Lara Croft in the first couple of Tomb Raider games, where you had to walk to the edge slowly, jump back, and then run and jump across. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
it has that kind of feel to it. But sorry, cut you off there.
Yeah, that's why it's everyone's gonna see things differently in how things work. Again, like it just. But I am still want to play the other Odd Worlds because literally right after they introduced like quick saves and stuff. So I'm like, all right, at
Mhm.
least you don't have to have these long points of
Yeah,
stretches where you
they knew
can't
they fucked
save.
up. If they
Yeah.
didn't, they would have done all that shit.
And that's
They
what I
knew
was
that
saying.
shit
I'm
was
like, to be fair, they added this because people were
yeah,
complaining.
because they knew people were pissed off about it.
Yeah,
Yeah, of
yeah.
course.
So I mean, I still will play the other ones, but it was one that I was like,
Like,
man, I really want to like this game, but
fucking
it's
unique game.
still
I remember the first time I got it on PlayStation. I just remember like this is different. Like this is a
yeah,
super fucking unique game.
it still is.
Yeah,
That's what's crazy.
yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah. It's still unique as
it's one
shit.
of the
But
most unique
I
games I've
remember
ever
thinking
played
like,
where you're
yeah,
like, man, this is what an awesome world, cool
yeah,
characters. Like Abe just feels like that. Oh, that's an awesome character right there. Like Abe's awesome character design, all that type of stuff. I love it.
yeah.
But it
It was
just
a very PC feeling game on a
mm,
console. Like it had that real like kind of stark, kind of quirky PC game aesthetic on a
yeah,
console. It was very different for a home console at that time. So
for
I
sure,
thought it was cool.
for sure.
Oh, juice. I see Game Cubes. Oh, there we go. I saw spinning Game Cubes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
when they
they
said
remade it. They remade
yeah,
it. Was it Big and Toasty or Big and Tasty or something?
new and tasty.
New and Tasty. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's it.
But my thing, I didn't play that one just because I try to stick with the originals. I want to
Yeah,
try to keep
yeah.
it. But
Whatever
my thing
that
is like
I
I think
I
I might
bought it,
actually,
but
but I might have enjoyed it more realistically because it does have quick saves. I might have, I don't know,
yeah,
but like realistically, like from here on out, I just try to stick with the originals. It is what it is. Just
yeah.
stick with the originals, and that's what
I
it
try to
was.
trust. Like I played the Crash trilogy. It just don't feel right. Like it's great that they remade all those Crash games with
For the
modern
Spyro games, the
visuals and
Spyro
what.
ones. Yeah.
Spyro too, but it just I like that janky ass wobbly wall
Yeah,
PS1 look for those
yeah.
games. Like that's just what I know, and it doesn't feel right with it being so clean and it's just a weird thing with me. And it's not
No,
everybody. But
I look. That's the same with
that's
me
a
because
me
I
thing.
still like again. I look at like let me think. What was a recent game that I played that it was like I was like I like it's. Hold on, let me just see because
I'm
it's
the
just like I
opposite.
don't know.
Tomba,
Like if there's
Tomba's
a
another one. Tomba and Tomba 2.
if
I
there's a
can't fuck with those
remaster,
remakes.
that's what I don't want to play the original. I want to play like at least a port to the next generation or something.
Well,
Like
yeah, but I mean, like
Yeah,
a remaster and stuff is fine because or like a port, like that, like just don't like change the texture sort of stuff to keep that
yeah,
original
yeah.
feel.
Keep the original game.
Like
You
for
can
instance,
clean it
like
up. You can.
like Knights of the Old Republic to me was still looks really good, like
Mhm.
as a game, and the Switch version is just. It's not even. I don't think they call it a remaster, but it's just a straight up port. But
No,
it's in
a straight up
high
port.
definition. You know what I mean? So like it
Mhm.
looks really clean.
Oh,
And
it
to
looks
me,
like
like
it would have looked on PC back in the day. That's what it
yeah,
would have
and
looked like.
that's I think it looks really good,
Yeah,
and to me it's like I know some people are like, oh, it looks so outdated, but no, I still like how that looks. Like, I
I
like the
love that
feel.
shit.
I
I
like how that
love
looks.
that shit. I love it.
Yeah, yeah. So that's how I feel
so
like.
this is the original 360 version. And I gotta say, it looks pretty good. The
I was
Dark
gonna say
Pretty
Souls
good.
this looks
look,
pretty good actually.
almost
Looks
looks
pretty
better
good to
than
me.
the remastered version. I don't know what they did to capture. It said it's 360 720p version. I can
Yeah,
hey,
that's
I
the
can see
Xbox
like the
controller
shimmering,
layout.
but I
Oh
mean,
yeah, this is authentic.
and
You
this
can
was 6
tell.
years in. It's notorious for the huge HUD. Well, it's not that big, but it still takes up a good chunk of your screen.
Yeah, it's pretty big.
Um, so that was
I
my
don't mind
first
it.
time looking at after playing the remaster.
That is a big HUD actually. Yeah, I didn't even notice it. But
Yeah, especially when it's filled with
A
stuff.
big ass D-pad.
Robert, you would love
yeah.
these games just for the fucking physics of the dead bodies
They're
getting.
all on the back. Every single one. I will play them one day for sure.
Your favorite thing
God
is going to
bless
be the bodies bouncing around, getting stuck to your feet while you're climbing ladders. They're stuck to your body, flapping around. Like I feel like you would love that.
I'm looking at this motherfucker walk over here. This just feels like Nightmare Creatures to me, and I just never. That game never
So,
worked.
So I'm watching
those games, I should say.
this channel. I forget what something Lily. She's just you would never guess. Like I was like, oh, she's probably gonna hate this game. It's like she has the perfect, what do you want to call it, temperament for the game. She's very cautious. Obviously, they edit out. It's a stream that edit down to like a hour and a half video. So I don't know. She cuts out a ton of deaths. She like sees an enemy. She instantly just backs up to the point where I'm like yelling at the whatever screen like, attack! He's right there. He's not just attack. Yeah, I'm like backseat gaming like this from 2 years ago. She's gotten so like she beat the game and got through areas way easier than I did. She's like the worst area, and everyone says Blighttown is Blighttown's such a pain in the ass. She's like, I love this area. She's just like genuinely like the game. Obviously, there's a couple boss fights that are just ridiculous, that just so unfair. One this tiny cramped area, and I'm just like I was not expecting this. Like just to enjoy the game so much, and then her more cautious. I'm just like I see something, I'm going to attack it. I'm a little reckless. I feel like that's probably, and the more cautious approach is like holy crap, like it worked, and she just got through. But she's also a shield and sword guy like me, or person like me. I have a shield up, and I have a decent length sword, so I can hit with some range. And it's just crazy. I don't have to judge someone by their looks, but I was just like, I did not expect her to like the game like she did, and her playstyle to actually work. And it's just...
I tell you what, I am surprised at how far the HUD is into this game.
Yeah.
Now I can't stop looking at it.
Well, you can resize it in the remaster, but not on Switch. I think it's not.
No
on
joke.
Switch.
You know what this reminds me of? The HUD, and you're gonna laugh.
I didn't know you could punch.
Wild Earth African Safari, where it's so close
Shit.
to the middle.
I didn't even know you could punch with your left hand, and I have like 65 hours in this game. I just always had a shield.
See, that felt cheap to me. Like I'd be pissed off, and I'd just cut the game off.
But you're not supposed to be able to beat this boss with that sword. That's why they put the door there. There's an open door. And I've watched a couple different people like die multiple times, and then they like see the door and like, oh, can I go through here? That's how I found it. I just said, oh shit, there's a door. I'm gonna go to it because you're doing 4 damage. I'm sure this person's gonna probably. I don't know if it's their first time playing. We'll see if they. But it's like, yeah, it's a challenge, but they give you right there. There's an open door. You don't have to fight it. Like you're not supposed to really. You can, but the game's designed so you can find that open door and bypass it. Later on, you get a better weapon, and then you go fight it, and you can kill it, fairly easily. So it's kind of the core design. But so I'm just like so in. I'm so in. I just can't get enough. Like to the point where I can't even bring myself to turn on the Switch 2 and Metroid Prime 4. Like I just can't. I still got stuff to do in Silk Song. And I'm just like, I'm so sucked in at this point.
That's hilarious.
It's crazy. Like I bought the Switch version.
You're talking about for Dark Souls 3, or you're still on?
Well, I streamed Dark Souls 1 for a couple hours, and then I'm watching that full playthrough. She found 2 areas that I didn't find, so I just skipped ahead, and I'm like, well, I guess I got to go there at my own playthrough.
That's funny.
So
the ring thing you got there.
But like for anyone that's like, oh, they're too hard, like like she's just cautious. She leveled up. She grinded a little bit, leveled up, and just kind of makes it look like it's not that challenging at all. So, I mean, the difficulty can be overcome with a little bit of grinding, which I got accused of with Bloodborne. Terrell and clocked it. How you can't beat that boss in the first try, and then he's like, oh wait, you barely did. When they hit you, that should have killed you, and it didn't. I'm like, I'm just playing the game. I wasn't intentionally grinding or cheesing. Like I don't like the gatekeeping stuff.
Well, I mean, grinding's definitely not cheesing. That's just you playing the game more.
It's like, oh, you're just over leveled. That's what they kept saying. You're over leveled. What do you mean I'm over? I just played the game. Like I kill every enemy every time I see it. That's the other thing.
Oh, by the way, that's an option. Who gives a fuck?
There's like, magic builds.
That's part of the game, asshole.
There's magic builds that you can just easily defeat enemies with like 2 hits, like bosses. Like it's in the game.
Nobody grinds in RPGs. What the fuck? That's
No.
that's a major part of
lot of people
RPG.
do.
Are there spots where there's an annoying enemy and you get pinned in the corner and there's nothing you can do? You're just dead. There's nothing you can do. Yeah, it's frustrating. It's annoying, but at the same time, like when you overcome it, you feel good about it. And I just think that's like that's why these games have become so popular. And I used to be like, oh, just put a difficulty slider. It's so simple. Put a difficulty slider. But I'm changed my mind on that. I'm not fully against it, but at the same time, like the difficulty sliders in the game, just
I said that on a video for maybe it was probably Elden Ring or something. Man, those dudes came at me for weeks. I was getting so many fucking comments over that shit for weeks, and I'm like, all right, hey, enjoy. I mean, I'm just saying, it'd be I don't think it would hurt the game. Don't fucking use it. Like you don't have to use the slider if you want to be a tryhard and whatever the fuck you want to call it. Just don't use it. Why is it affecting the game in any way? For them to do that. That's all I was saying. They
And not only that,
that
if you have a difficulty slider, you can make it even more difficult for you. if
Right.
someone really
You
wants
could.
to do that.
I think.
So I'm like, how
like I
does
said,
it hurt?
I was in that camp, but literally, I mean, yeah, it takes a little. Early on, though, you just go kill a few enemies, you go rest, go kill them again, rest, kill them again, get up a few levels, and then it just makes it a little bit easier.
Yeah, but you could say that about other RPGs that also
Yeah, you
just
can do that
have
about a lot of shit.
like literally RPGs. You level up, but they still have difficulty modes. So you could make it. You could still make it easy, hard. Like again, like I think people always look at the easy part, but then they forget that there's also harder part. And so
Yeah.
that same person that loves the challenge, like not even talk about you, but like I'll be like I got a one some crazy YouTube thing, and it's like you could also
People
make
platinum
a hard
shit all the
version.
time. Platinum trophy things and
Yeah.
100% like Mario games don't have to be they aren't that hard, but if you 100% them bits can be very fucking difficult, right? So it's just like I think a lot of people, not all fans, I think a lot of fans, Souls fans, are just like cultish in nature, and they want it to be their thing. They don't
Well,
want
I
nobody
will
to
say
change it
it's
for anybody else.
I've beaten 5 of
And
these games now, and I would say I get the argument on both sides, but I would say like the core of the game is like built around like hitting an obstacle and saying, okay, can I beat this? Do I need to go somewhere else? Oh, I'm in a more. It's almost like Xenoblade, but what doesn't tell you the enemies. You don't see the 80 over their head.
Yeah, but Xenoblade has difficulty sliders also. You know what I'm
Does
saying?
it?
Yeah, man. I took that shit to easy for Xenoblade 2 because
yeah,
it was taking
Xenoblade
too
has
long.
difficulty.
But
Yeah.
what I'm saying
I was
is,
like, I was like towards the end of the game, and I was like, you know what?
but
This shit taking
Xenoblade's
too long.
the core design isn't like run into a challenge or obstacle and figure out either what you got to do or get better at it and then be able to defeat it and overcome it. That's
I just
the
don't
core.
understand how that changes the core design. You set the game at that level that it's everybody likes it at, and then you make it lesser for other players who
Yeah,
just
you
want
gotta
to
imagine
maybe
the same
they
people
want to enjoy the
that you're
world.
saying that like you're gonna try to find a way to get around and defeat it are the same people that would still die a lot on easy. You know what I'm saying? It's not.
Well, it
It's not
depends
like
on how. It depends on what,
Then don't
how
play
much
the game.
easier
Get
they
good,
made it.
you know?
yeah, but you're talking to us again.
Not every game is for everybody. That's the kind of shit I was getting. Not every game
But
is
how?
for
Like,
everybody.
I mean, it
Well,
really
my
depends on
thing is-
how
my
easy
thing
do
is
they
this.
make it. Like how much easier do they make it?
Yeah, but that's
Because it's never going to be enough. It's never going to be easy enough for people that don't want
For
any
sure.
challenge.
Well, of course not.
But my thing is this. I don't mind if they don't have a difficulty slider because that's just what the
I'm
developers
over it. I don't
intended.
give a shit.
That's how I view it. Like if they don't want to put any difficulty sliders, I'm fine.
Yeah,
with
I'm
it
over
because
it.
that's what they intended. But I don't like the argument of saying, oh well, if they did theoretically, it would ruin the game. It's like no, come on, ruin the game.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm talking
I
about.
wasn't
Yeah.
saying it's ruin it, but I'm saying like when your core design is what it is, there's really, I mean, it just kind of takes it away. It takes some of it away. Like but again, then you'd be like, okay, look, what do we do? Okay, let's say they go down that path. How do
And the
we make
Xbox
it
One
easier?
doesn't work without the Kinect.
Like say, how do we make it easier? And you could say, well, reduce damage by 25% or whatever. And then do you also scale how many souls you get, like, so that you can't level up the same amount as somebody on a hard, like, there's a lot that would go into it, and it's like it would be very, I feel like it'd be very difficult to balance that, because the point of the game isn't getting through the story, isn't experience the world. It is basically like we talked about a couple weeks ago. It's basically Edge of Tomorrow. It's like learning from your mistakes and like just getting good. Basically, is the core design. So it would be a very challenging, I think, to try to find the slider. You can't just make the bosses. I guess you could reduce their health, but at the same time, if you're still scaling up, then you're going to be way overpowered, and you're just be one shotting like every enemy, and that's just not even the game at that point. You have to earn that, and I just think that, but at the same time, I'm not like, oh my god, you're an idiot for thinking that it should have a difficulty slider. But now that I've played it, I have changed.
Tell me you don't play Souls games without telling me you don't play Souls games.
I mean,
No,
I was that guy. I said the exact same thing. I never played one.
Right.
And
No,
now,
I mean,
look at
my
guys.
thing is just I always say however the developer intends, right?
Yeah.
But if, like, again, we're always talking about theoretically sort of thing, and like in the end of the day, like if they did have it, my thing is you would never even touch it, right? You would never even touch the easy mode. You would never touch the harder mode. Maybe you would, I don't know, but you wouldn't touch those, so it just wouldn't change.
well, the hard
your
mode's in the game. It's
perspective.
basically New Game Plus, unless you're like me and you had to get way over leveled to be able to beat the game. But it's quite like Demon Souls is way harder on New Game Plus. I can't even beat the first boss, even with my leveled up character. I don't know. Like I feel like I'm describing it wrong, but it's like
You're saying what I heard a lot.
so
in the comments.
I stopped sharing, but I've been watching this video. Now this person was playing with that broken sword. He or she just switched. I think it was intentional, and it like the simplest enemy that's like two sword swipes took him like 12 hits, and that makes that immediately makes the game harder. If you want the challenge is there. It's basically the game is like mold it how you want, play it how you
Well,
want.
no, but okay, but you're talking about any game ever. Like even if you play a game on an easy mode, the better weapon is going to be a better usage. That's just how video games have been since the beginning.
Yeah, but
But you just said 12 hits and 12. If an easy mode, it would be 6 hits and 2 hits. It's the same thing.
so it's kind of already in the game. Like
Oh my god, no, that's any game in the world. What you're just saying is
not
any
every game
world.
Game does
has
that.
not every game has like
Not every
better
game
weapons,
gives you.
lower weapons. Some games just have one
What?
weapon you get the whole time.
Oh my! Oh, we're talking about games that clearly have a different weapon.
We're talking
which
about
we were
these
talking
types of games.
We're talking about these type of games that have been existing since the beginning.
RPG,
What are you talking about?
medievalish RPG element action games. Yeah.
You get a different weapon, and then what happens is typically, again, it just increases literally all difficulty sliders really are in the game grand scheme of things are just lowering the amount of damage the enemy takes or hiring the amount of damage enemy takes, just stuff like that. That's all it is for so many games.
Fucking Darksiders has that.
It's
That's
really
not
not that.
anything-
It's not that
not
hard of a
unique.
concept.
No,
That's what I
like,
don't understand.
I'm just
that's
telling you,
what-
like I was
saying-
where you
saying
guys
that
were.
A weapon is better, made it easier, is not the same thing as is not the same thing.
Well, it kind of
It's
is.
just an
I know
easy-
the other games have had
Bro,
that, and they have a
every
slider.
game is. What are we talking about here? This is video games, man.
I know.
When
I'm
you
saying
upgrade a
you're saying
weapon and it
those
gets better-
games. A lot of those games. I mean, if you could name an example, I'd be curious how many actually have difficulty sliders, like
Oh
that
my
have the
God.
option.
Now I gotta let me look.
But
back
what
at
I'm
my
saying
games I've
is,
played in the past.
It's
It's
like
quite a
days.
bit.
it's
For one, Horizon Forbidden West. That's the one I just played. Obviously, you get different weapons, and what happens? Different stats. What happens on an easier difficulty? Same thing. Nothing changes. It's just you kill an enemy sooner. How is it that, bro? This is
Yeah,
video games. We've
but
been doing this from the
again,
beginning. What are we talking
okay.
about?
That's
What are we
just,
talking
I'm not.
about?
I don't want to sound like gatekeeper, but I'd be curious if you played and beat the games if you'd still feel the same. Because I was right with you guys, and now I'm just like,
No, again,
feel it's
look,
totally
I don't-
I'm not even
unnecessary.
there. I
think you
don't.
understand.
I
think you
literally
understand.
don't care anymore.
Look, Juice, again,
I was throwing a suggestion out there.
At the
That's
end
all.
of the day, Do I think they should have a difficulty slider? I don't give a fuck. Like, it doesn't matter to me. Like, that's
Yeah,
like
I don't.
what I'm
Yeah,
saying is
I
I'm
say that-
arguing against the idea is somehow it ruins the game or something. If it did.
I'm just saying
Yeah,
it doesn't
that
need
was my
one.
argument.
I'm just saying
That
now
was
that
my
I played the games, I don't feel it needs one. That's kind of what I'm trying to say and trying to explain
Oh, it
why I don't
doesn't
think
need
it
one.
does.
Well,
Well,
are
it
we
doesn't
saying that it
need-
needs one? Did me and T say that
No.
it needs one? No, we just
No,
said
for
that
the
we don't
people
need
who
it.
said
that's what I'm
needed.
saying. For the people who say that it needs one, I'm saying it doesn't. And I don't
Well,
feel it
I'm
does
saying
anymore.
it doesn't either. It doesn't
Yeah.
need one. No,
I'm just
I'm
trying
not
to
saying
explain
I don't
why
think people are
it's.
saying
I
they
don't
need
think it
I
needs
just-
one either. But it.
I think people just say they would like one. Maybe they would play the games or get into them more.
And-
And it,
it was-
and all
if it
I'm
was a
saying,
little
if
bit
it had
more
one, if it had one,
forgiving.
nothing would
It was a
change
little more
for
forgiving.
most people.
And
That's all
I
I'm
mean,
saying.
I fully support the it. It's not for you then. Like, not every game has to be for you. I know that might sound stupid, but
That's a little gatekeeping.
I like the developer.
that's-
that's the game they want to make, and that's
Well, I
and
think-
they
I
and they
think I
stand
can
to it.
understand the whole not.
But
not
I hear a lot of
everything is
gamers
for you.
talking for the developers. Is the developer saying this shit? Because I never hear the developers say any of this stuff. I hear a lot of the gamers who play the game.
Obviously, they're not. They
Well,
haven't added.
but-
They haven't changed their
Yeah,
their
I was gonna
style
say that
in like
if
6,
they
7
felt
games.
That way, they would have done it. They would have put a
But,
something.
But-
I still feel that same. I still feel the same way.
At the
If
same
they're
time,
not
the
actually coming out saying it.
the community complaint
Then-
that doesn't like Dark Souls 2 because of some of the like bullshit, like very, like, why would you do this? This just makes things frustrating, like more so than the standard Dark Souls. Like, they just went out of their way, it feels like, to make it even more ridiculous. And people kind of said, "Nah, that was too far." Some
Yeah,
people
shit
like
to
it,
play.
but and then
Yeah,
like,
I would say this is the only thing. I agree with Ayers. The only thing is not being able to pause. That's what I give a fuck about. That's the only thing. I'm
again,
like, yo, pause.
it's. I mean,
Just
it-
click and
it's
pause.
it's what they wanted to do. I mean, it sucks, but
That
when,
one, that I think is
when
too
alarm
far.
goes off,
What does
like,
that even mean? Like,
Fe-
what does that even mean? You can't pause. Like, it just it doesn't even it makes no sense.
because really when it boils down to it, is you're gonna like dying is mandatory. Like, you're not gonna not die. Like, it's kind of
Wow.
like dying
I think
is.
anybody plays the game thinking they're gonna die.
I know. So like, if you can't pause it and more than likely the enemy's gonna kill you if you like had to run to the door or something. It's
You should
not.
be able to pause.
It's
part
not
of
the
video
end of
games.
the
You should be able to
world,
pause.
you know. It's just whatever. It's a weird thing, but I don't
Come on,
like.
it's a weird thing. It's not. It's just strange.
But
It's
I
so
don't even
strange.
think about it anymore. Like, I don't even. It's not
I
even
know you
a
don't
thing
think about it
anymore.
because you're playing these long stretches, but in the end of the day, just game design 101, it's weird. That's one.
It's a weird thing. It's
a
weird.
weird little thing.
You gotta
Is
give
it
them
a
credit
big
though
thing?
for
Is it a massive
being
thing? Is it a
being
massive-
different.
No.
They're
That's
definitely.
not bold. That's
What
not
is
bold.
different?
Oh my god, you can't pause.
No. Ain't nothing different about
That's
that.
not
You can't
bold.
pause our game. That's just being a pain in the ass. Like, come
Or
Hey,
being a dick.
But
on.
if you're fast, you can hit start, hit R or L1, up arrow X, and you'll exit the game, and it saves it where you're at. But that takes, it takes 5 seconds. But
You know what else you can't pause? You can't pause Pong. But you know what? We move on. We move beyond that shit. Okay.
you
We
can't
got-
pause
we got the
life,
ability,
T.
we
You
can
can't
do
pause
shit.
life.
I don't even think like again like that's not even a game design. What's the game design in not being able to pause the game? Oh well, if you have to go somewhere in real life, you die. Oh my god, that's out of the game. That has nothing to do with the in game. You should be able to pause. There's nothing.
But-
there's no big deal about that.
They just put that shit in there so people can talk about it. Like that's
Exactly. Like, let's
you
be
can't
real.
pause.
People
You
talk
know,
about that, but
Like,
they don't talk about
There's
like that
no-
you can
there's
just
zero
save the game.
design philosophy about being able to do something outside of your game. Zero game design philosophy when you have something to do outside of the game. Nothing.
It's
There's
just
nothing-
part.
there's no
It's just
philosophy.
part of it. That's all I can tell you.
Doesn't
It's just
affect the
part of the
game
Nothing
anyway.
is part
experience.
of it. What's the
It's part of the
what's
experience.
It's part of
What
it
is
because
the part?
they did that shit. Like
It's part of the
what-
Dark Souls experience. It's their
You
thing.
know what's part of my experience? Sometimes I gotta get up and take a shit, like you did before the podcast, and I want to be able to
You
pause
know
the
what?
goddamn game
Then-
and come back, and my character ain't dead because I needed to take a
Then
shit.
find a
Like,
safe
that's
spot.
just-
Find a safe
that's-
spot
that's
to
stupid.
rest.
That's-
Or
We live in modern gaming where you fucking have visuals out the like the craziest shit ever. I can't pause the game. That is not affecting the goddamn game in any
so
way.
save the
positive
game.
or
So
negative.
save and
It's
exit. So
stupid.
save and exit
It's
if you gotta
stu-
go do
But
something.
why do I have to exit when every
You have to
fucking
save it.
game
Come on,
I don't have to
you
do
hear
that in?
yourself, bro. You have to
It
save
makes
that
no
just to take a
sense.
shit.
Now you're sounding
on.
cultish right now. You're,
Come on,
you're
yeah,
I mean-
sounding
Oh, bro.
cultish.
People
That
make
is
it sound
silly.
like, oh my god, you can't you can't stop the game. Like,
That's-
yeah, I didn't
that's
even know
silly.
you could just exit the game and save it. The way people talked, like, I had no idea that was a thing. I just like, oh,
No, well, that's what. Look, in
I
the
don't
end of the
want to
day,
exit the game. I just want to go take my shit
no,
without
you just,
dying.
I mean, you just,
Can I be able to do that?
then
I mean,
go,
come
then
on.
go to the hub area to rest at a bonfire.
Listen to yourself.
I'm telling you, it's so not a thing. Like, it's
a
not.
thing because
Because you're in the cult. That's why it's not a
because-
thing.
No,
Logan.
it's because you are you and you are. In
So
a
how did I
wheelchair,
how did I
either
take
by
bathroom breaks?
yourself.
You think?
Okay, but T got a kid, his wife, and stuff. There's different things. There's different ideas.
Right.
Really.
We ain't doing this. We ain't doing
It's
this.
not.
Let's move on. We ain't doing this.
It's not
Come on,
jam packed with enemies. Like most areas, you got a few enemies to kill, and then you're
Oh
safe.
my god, bro. Okay, so what would be what? Give me some negatives as to why it would be bad if you could pause the game. Give me some negatives. Because
How does it affect
So give
the
me some-
Souls genre?
Yes, give me
Not
some
being
negatives.
able to pause.
If
Being
you're
able to pause.
defending it, you have to give me some
Somebody tell
reason
me.
why they should
Come
not
on.
include a pause game. What is the reason why they should not
It's
include
just
it?
part of the challenge. Like you got to switch all your weapons. You can't when you're in the menu switching your sword out.
It has
You
nothing to do with pausing. No. Not
that's
no,
the
no,
bu-
not-
that's
no,
the
no.
pause
No, no,
button.
no. You tell me they can't do a pause where with no menu, just pause.
They could. I'm not saying they couldn't.
Tell me the reason why they shouldn't do that. No weapons, nothing. Tell me a reason. Give me some reason.
Because you're defending it as part of
You're
the
defending
game,
it.
so I need to know
It's-
So give me
why.
some
Is this
reasons
you
as
just-
to why? No. Again, you have no access to the menu, no access to the inventory, just pausing it. Give me reasons. Tell me.
I don't know if there's a technical reason.
Exactly. There's no fucking reason.
The reason is
Thank you,
that's
thank you for telling
that's what they
Thank you for
wanted.
telling
I
me,
don't
bro.
know what. I don't know why.
that's what they want?
But
Right.
I can
And
tell you it's not
that-
an issue.
that's just-
It's really
That's
not
what
an
you're
issue.
assuming. That's what they wanted, because they're not saying that's what they wanted.
Look,
But
in the end of
though
the day,
these
it's
drones
not
and
an issue
Stones
for
fans
Jimmy or Juice.
have all
Guess what?
these.
I tell you, it wouldn't be an issue for Robert, but it is an issue for other people that have other things.
It's
in their
certainly an
lives.
issue for me. You know what? I do. I implement, like, sometimes I implement gaming into lessons for my students. Like if there's a pertinent, like a time period type of video game, or like I did Starfield. Like so, Starfield actually has our solar system in it. So that was a cool science lesson I had for my kids. So I was playing. I can't remember what game it was, and I was kind of either just standing there or I paused for a long time. And they're like, "What are you doing? Why were you doing that?" And I'm like, "Well, I have kids. I have a wife that may need me at the moment, and I had to pause the game, and I didn't edit that part out. That's just part of life as a gamer.
Well,
and if you ain't respecting my time, then fuck your game. Fuck you and your
I'm
game."
curious now
That's how I
though with
feel.
the Switch. I wonder if you shut the Switch down, what happens?
That's you know,
And
what's
that's
funny?
a sad.
That's the
That's a
positive
sad thing you have to wonder about. That is sad.
That's the positive thing about the Switch one is that I'm pretty sure that does pause by going to the home menu. I'm pretty sure.
Because when you resume or when you suspend the game on the other systems, I don't know what that
Putting
does
it to
either.
sleep. You talk about putting it to sleep.
Like hold the PlayStation button and you go to the menu. I don't know if the game's active where you can die. I don't know for a fact, but I don't know why. I can just tell you it's really not like it's never once have come up.
Oh
as
yeah,
an
you
issue.
could get visited by other players, and they're like, "What the fuck are you doing,
Like-
bro?"
No, well, that's what's funny. Well, Donnie, I just gotta say, like you're saying, because it's a persistent online world. I agree for when you're online, but what if you're not online?
I'm playing offline, and I
exactly.
maybe
Come
like
on,
honestly,
Donnie,
I'll
that-
just guess. I'm gonna
not talking
guess.
about- obviously, online games you can't pause. I get that.
Right.
if you
I'm
aren't
not trying to
online-
pause Fortnite and shit when I'm
Please.
like, I get that. I understand
Please
why that
give
works
me a
that way.
reason
They could
again,
pause-
not
I guess
even-
you
not even
could-
a reason, not even a reason. A tell me a game design reason as to what would be the negative, how it changes the overall aspect of the game. Not inventory screens, nothing. Just a simple pause.
If they did do it, I think they should make. If they decide to do it, I think they should make the screen go black when you pause too, not.
That's
so,
fine.
yeah.
That's fine. Yeah.
But I
That's
mean,
fine.
in Zombie U and The Last
There's
of Us,
plenty of
you
games
could-
you pause.
Oh my god.
There's
this
plenty of
guy-
games you can pause and
this
you
fucking guy-
can't do anything.
Donnie, you're people want to not hear what they were hearing. I'm not talking about switching equipment. I'm talking about imagine a pause menu that is like Juice says black and it says pause. That's it.
Yeah. There's plenty of games that already do that, by the way.
Yes.
There's plenty
They
of
would
games
have
you
to
just
find a
press
different
pause.
button though to bring up
can't do
your
anything.
equipment and
So
stuff.
nothing
but...
to do with healing, nothing to do.
The controller has 800 buttons. They can find.
Well, they use every
access to
button
the
in that.
inventory, which mind you, a lot of games also do that where you don't have access to inventory and stuff like so. Like literally nothing.
I'll tell you
Nothing.
what though, I do. This has nothing to do with pausing or not pausing. Last of Us does this. Zombie U did it, and Dark Souls games do it, where you go in your backpack in Last of Us, you can still be attacked. Like you have to like.
Yeah, but you can also pause the game.
Yeah, you can pause the game, but you can't. I don't think you can pause it and then do that stuff, right?
No.
Yeah, you can't fuck with your inventory. No.
No.
Yeah,
Like,
I
that's
love
the-
that
again, I
aspect
don't know
about
why-
games where
Bro,
you can't.
Guys, we're playing video games. We've been doing this for years.
Yeah.
All you have to do is add a thing that you press and you click, and the only thing on there could even just
This
be
is
like,
silly. This is really silly.
like, come on, guys.
Right.
All I
That's
can
all you can
reiterate
do.
is never
What are we
once in my
talking about?
300-400 hours has it been an issue. So that's all I can
No, I
reiterate.
get it. It
There's,
won't.
there's two ways to pause fucking Witcher. You hit the start button or you hit the select button. They both do different things in the pause. When you hit select button on the Witcher, you can't go to menu and access all that kind of shit. So it's a possible thing that can be done. It's already done in games. So come on,
That's what I don't get.
That's
Like,
the type
I,
of shit I'm talking about.
like again,
When it comes.
that's where you get to the point where it's a little bit like what's it called, like you know how people like with movies when people are like very oh well, my fine art movie, like what's the what's the fucking
the artsy fartsy shit.
Smelling your own
like,
farts?
there's like there's a specific word to it, and that's what it sounds like when well, my game doesn't pause because I
Hey.
might have to die.
I'd be curious
Like,
if
come
some
on,
of the
bro.
others, like does Liza P let you pause? I wonder.
Art Nouveau.
I don't know,
No, you
and if
can't
it does it, I would call it out,
Yeah.
bro.
I,
Actually,
all I
I'd be
can
like,
just
"Liza,
reiterate
pausing,
for the
how come I
fifth
can't
time.
pause?"
I know I don't
Okay,
have
like-
the busiest
I
life.
think you can pause.
Juice.
I think you
me-
can pause on Liza P because I'm sure I did.
Truly, it's not the
So-
biggest a damn deal. Like it's not, but it's stupid.
The fact that we're talking about this for this
I think
long,
it's almost like I said.
it's
If
extra dumb.
who knows, it could have just started out as a troll thing for them, and they just
honestly,
kept stick
truly,
with it.
I think they didn't even think of it, and then the internet lived with it, and then they just kept going with it. I don't
Yeah,
even
they
think
just-
they thought about it, to be
I
honest.
feel like it was a design choice, but for what reason, I
Was
couldn't tell
okay.
you.
Didn't Returnal do that?
No, you could pause
And-
Eternal.
I don't know what.
I
there
don't
was
know if you
something in the
initially
beginning that
could.
they
You couldn't
changed.
save and
Yeah,
exit.
you couldn't
couldn't
try.
save
You
it.
couldn't pause it in the
That
beginning.
no,
'Cause I remember
you
there
couldn't
was
save
a
and
blog
exit.
about it.
No, you couldn't save and exit. You couldn't save.
That
and
was
exit.
that was dumb because some of those runs take 3 hours, like, and you
Yeah.
can't even.
Okay,
leave
and then
the
they
game.
changed that,
And then they changed.
and
it.
nope, and the game was still fine.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
they
It
changed
was
that
still
to
fine.
match what the Souls games do, where you can exit and it saves you where you left off. That's a thing that the games.
Yeah, but it's
that
still
do.
you're still able to do
But-
it.
Yeah.
I'll say again, there's different types of pause menus. There's the
hmm
pause menu. We can go through your inventory.
At the end of the day,
Again,
just like
in
with
Witcher, that's
anything
what
in
you
the
do.
world,
You hit
we-
select. If you just all you can do in select menu is fucking quit the game or maybe change the visual settings and all that kind of shit. You know, what do you call it? What is it called? Settings.
Options?
It's
Yeah.
basically a settings menu, options settings menu, and then you have the pause menu, which lets you go to your inventory. So
Yeah, I don't know. I
Come
don't know why we're
It-
acting
it's-
like
I don't-
games haven't been doing this. for
I'm not saying
decades.
it couldn't
is
have it. I'm not
nonsense.
saying it would ruin it. I'm just telling you it doesn't. It's not an issue to be
we
in.
know it doesn't.
Yeah.
No, okay, no, but something could not be an issue and still be not good game design. Like I don't think you understand. Like
it
you
might
can
not be
still
an
have
issue
some,
for
like-
you, but
like-
again,
I mean,
I have
You tell me like in 400 hours, like I couldn't. I've had to pee and go to the bathroom, answer the phone like many times. It's just like it's
I
not.
get it.
it's
but-
not
but
that
my-
big a
my-
deal,
but
really.
it's not a big deal, but then why is it not a big deal? It's just
Why is-
included.
Right.
I don't know.
Like,
Like
I
I
don't,
said, I
it's
don't
not a
know.
big
You're
deal.
understanding. You're not
I
understanding.
just telling you, it's not a fact. Like you kill 2 enemies, you're pretty much safe, or you're in an area with no enemies anyway, and it's just like
Oh my god, bro! I bet you
What
they
is
could
that?
program this shit in a day, bro. I bet you
What
they
is
could
this,
program this shit in a day.
1991?
I'm just telling
I
you,
was
it's
playing-
not an issue. You sound like people,
I was
like I
playing
sound like a
Sonic, and I
gatekeeper, but you
couldn't
sound like
fucking-
people who haven't played it because it's not an issue. There's really.
I look.
Yeah.
I don't know how
The
to
difference
can I
is
tell you?
we
I
have
know it might not
thousands
be
of
an issue.
games
I get it.
that
I get it.
allow
Yeah.
you to pause, and you're talking about this is the way this game has to be in some way. Like that's crazy to me. It's
I don't-
crazy,
Like it's just
and you
again,
don't see
like,
it. Somehow you
There's
don't
a
see this
difference-
stuff when you're in the
What
cold.
I'll say is there's a difference between us bringing up reasons why it could be an issue, and you're not bringing up a reason why it would be an issue if there was.
Because the worst thing it's
You know
going to do is you're going to die. Like, and that's just a regular occurrence anyway. Like, that's the worst outcome.
But I shouldn't have to die.
Wait,
if
do you not?
I have to
you
go
would
pick up
die
my kids.
without playing the game. So imagine you don't have
Or
the
answered the
controller in your
door.
hand. That's
And
the worst
like,
thing to
it's
happen.
not
Yeah,
like
they're not gonna come out into
Or
your
I shouldn't
house
have to
and shoot you in
restart
the
my
face.
fucking game.
you don't have to
because I need
restart the
answer
game.
door.
Like, you're just going to die, and you just
Well,
like
am I saving and quitting?
you're going to die 500 times in the game. If one
So I have to
if
restart.
one of those was because the phone rang and you had to leave the controller and you died, like,
Brother, that has nothing to do with the video game. That's an outside world
Oh.
aspect. What are you talking about? We're talking about
This is
talking about
insane. This is why I
Miyazaki
don't-
saying, "Yo,
This is why I don't talk to Souls
let's,
fans. Brother.
let's think about the game design choice of their outside world of when they
This
have to
is
answer the
insane.
phone. Come on, man.
You-
That
you
has
guys
nothing
are a
to do-
different
that's
breed.
just bad game
I
design.
can just keep saying it. It doesn't matter. It's so
You're a
not an
different breed.
issue.
God bless
It's just
you.
so
Again,
not
like
an
I
issue.
said, I know realistically for majority of people it's not going to be an issue, but just
I don't think
thinking
it's a
about it,
majority
it
of people.
sounds stupid.
I disagree with a majority of people. I think a lot of
Like,
people.
I mean, how, like, just seriously, how often do you actually need to pause a game? Like, seriously.
I pause a lot when I play. I have people who talk to me and
I
need
go to
me
the
for
bathroom
things
like every
all
hour, to
day.
be honest with you.
If you only game in the middle of the night, in my situation, maybe that won't be an issue.
Yeah,
But during the
okay.
day, if I'm trying to game,
Because I
Yeah.
honestly, I mean, I rarely pause a game, so that's probably why I
but
have
at the
a
end of the day,
different
I should be able to
perspective.
pause
Well,
if it's
yeah,
in the middle of the night or
Like-
not.
You
So-
forgetting, Juice. Again, I'm more on you because I'm the single dude just sitting here. Like that's not everybody, you know what I mean?
But,
like that's
You know, I get it. I get what you're saying, but I also what are you gonna do? They haven't done it for 7-8 games. I don't think they're gonna
I
keep.
know, but
I don't
I
think
think
they're gonna do
really
it.
doing it. I
Yeah,
think
we
they're
all
doing
understand
it
that.
because
So we can sit here and talk about this shit like it's some
yeah.
mind-altering
I
piece
think
of the
that's what it
game
is,
that
man.
needs to be there.
I
It's
think that's what it
silly.
is. I think that's.
I
What
think
it
it's
is. They're
silly
doing it
to
because
say it needs to be
gets
there,
people
and you
riled
think
up
it's
and
silly to
talked about.
say that I say that it doesn't. Like, it's really we just need
When
to stop
almost
talking
every
about
other
it.
game, when almost every other game allows you to pause, yeah, it's fucking stupid. It's silly.
And again, you still have not brought up a
And
good
it doesn't
reason.
add anything to the fucking game.
You
If it
literally
added
didn't
something
say
to the
a good
game,
reason
then you'd
why.
have something.
I think
but
it
it
does.
doesn't add
It
anything.
adds to the stakes. Like,
For the outside world?
All right, I'm
Literally,
over it. I'm over it.
That
I'm
has
done.
nothing to do with the video game.
Let's
Like,
shut
we're
it
talking
down.
about the video
Let's-
game.
that's the only reason you're
Let's-
pausing it is because something outside the game's happening. Like,
Yo, that's crazy, man.
it's just so inconsequential.
That's
that
gotta
it's
be
like,
the. Do you really think they thought that much that they're bringing an outside world perspective? Bro, I think they just did it accidentally and they didn't even fucking. they were like,
that's
"Oh,
kind of
people
a
be
wild
talking about it on
guess.
the internet," and
I
they're
think
like,
that's a
"Okay, we're
wild
gonna
guess. They just did it accidentally. We
think they
should
didn't
look
think
it up.
about it.
You
I
should
think
look
they
it up
didn't-
and see if
Yeah,
he's talked about why
I
there's
wonder
no
if he's ever
pause.
talked about it. Let's
I'd
see.
be
Let's see.
curious.
You would think they would have at some point, but let's see. From software on not pausing a game. Let's see.
Or Miyazaki specifically, maybe.
Yeah, I would hope Miyazaki, but let's see.
All I know is this
See,
dude finally beat that first boss 45 minutes into the game.
This is some smart. This is some fart sniffing bullshit.
That's what
I
I'm
mean,
saying.
My farts smell delicious. That's what this shit is. That's all. That's
I would
all
say this
shit
is-
bro.
like, I get why people complain about weapon durability in Zelda, even though I think it's not an issue either. But I can see.
Weapon durability in Zelda is an actual gameplay mechanic. There's no gameplay mechanic to pause
No,
the
I'm
game,
just
bro.
saying when people who say that sucks, and I'm like, I don't see the issue with it. I can
Oh
get
my-
why they're saying it sucks.
No, it's a gameplay mechanic. This
Yeah.
isn't a game.
There are
I don't know
issues
what
with it.
Pausing
I-
the game is not a gameplay mechanic.
Robert,
It's nothing to
honestly,
do
I
with
have no
video
idea
game.
where. I don't. Maybe you don't understand what I'm
grinding
saying.
and getting a really cool weapon that breaks after 8
I'm
seconds.
saying-
it's kind of
Any
depressing.
comparison,
It's kind of depressing.
There's no comparison to this. There's no
No,
comparison.
listen to
this
what
in
I'm
any
saying.
game.
I don't
Alright,
think.
I'll
I think
listen.
you're
Going
missing.
through a
I don't
quest.
think you're
Alright,
hearing.
I'll
I
listen.
don't think you understand what I'm saying.
All right, I'm listening.
I'm saying I understand why people complain about weapon durability, even though I don't think it's an issue. I get why people complain about it. I feel like I get why people want to pause, but it doesn't affect. I don't see it as an issue having no pause, but I get why people want to pause. But So I think in that way they're similar.
I want to
Like,
pause right now.
I get it. I just don't think weapon durability is an issue, but people hate that for some reason. Like but I can get
It's
it.
not for some reason. You
He
do
never
this cool
talked about
quest.
it, man. Miyazaki, there's
You do this really cool quest. He's
I'm
never talked
annoyed
about it.
now. Someone has how,
You do
how
this.
is-
You do this
no one
really cool
asked him?
quest. You get this cool weapon, and you're like afraid to fucking use it because you know after a few swings that bitch is gonna explode. So I get it. I get that
Yeah,
anxiety
I'm saying
myself.
I get the
all these
durability
weapons.
complaint.
Yeah.
There's ways. Watching people play Breath of the Wild, I understand why their weapons break quicker because they're 3 hits on the shield and then the 4th hit.
Yeah, but I
You know,
unfortunately
they're
I can pause the game
you're
and change
still-
my weapon.
But Juice, you're comparing. I know you're not saying. But
I'm
you
just saying
literally
I
are
get
comparing
why
the
you're
gameplay
I get why
mechanic
you're saying it,
to
but I'm just
pausing.
telling you it's not an issue. But I feel like weapon durability, I feel like it's more legit an issue, but I still don't think it's an issue. You know. But the pausing thing, it's not even close
It's
to
silly.
that. Like,
It's silly. It's funny.
so
It's odd.
play the game and then let me know what you think. That I'll be
Bro, I
curious.
played Bloodborne. I haven't finished it, but I played Bloodborne, and it doesn't really make sense as to why you can't pause. Like I can't think of a reason as to why I there's no logic. I think what it sounds like maybe is just the whole online system, but what if you don't play online? I don't understand.
I guess
Like,
they could,
again,
yeah.
Like millions of people who don't do
And
that.
again, my thing is like there's not a single reason that you can think of that's like
Oh, well, bro,
here's
try
here's
hard.
the positive
Get
aspect.
good.
You know, here's like again again we're pausing isn't even a gameplay mechanic, bro. It's like there's nothing to say about it. It's just a thing. Like
Robert, man, let it go.
you know what sucks?
Let it
At least on the
go.
well, I will say on the Switch One, and you're gonna have to test this out, Juice, because I'm pretty sure that if you press the home menu, then yeah, pause it because it has to. Like it doesn't run in the background, sort of thing. So, oh, but you're not gonna open it. Oh shit! Right? You say you're not gonna open it.
Yeah, I think the same thing would happen just closing a game on PlayStation, wouldn't it?
I think we can look this up.
No, but like the
Yeah.
problem is on PlayStation, it doesn't pause the
discuss
game
it
when you
for
go to the
the,
home menu. When you go to
40
the
minutes
home
in the
menu,
next podcast.
when you go to the home menu, it doesn't. You can't pause your game. That's what I remember, and that's a shame. Again, like realistically, look, I know we've gone on a huge tangent about this. In the end of the day, do I is it really such a big deal? No, for me, it's not gonna be a big deal. But it's so hilarious.
I
It's so
stopped fucking with these
insane
games in
that
this
I
games
can't help-
community. This is why I just say, all right, I'll go play something else. I got plenty of shit to play.
Again, like
So-
in the end of the day, like it's just so hilarious and over the top that I can't help but be so I can't help but question and be like, what? Because people use it as like a selling point. Look, it's so hard, you can't even pause the game.
I don't
And I'm
think
like,
I've never
"Alright."
heard anybody tout the no pause thing.
Oh, I
Personally.
have heard that.
But let's just listen to this. This is not specific, but this is what Miyazaki said. This design
About
is
pausing?
deep, not specifically about pause, just about the
Oh.
games in general. The design is
let's hear it.
deeply rooted in creating a constant, unrelenting sense of danger and tension. So this person said the inability to pause reinforces the game's high stakes, immersive atmosphere, forcing players to deal with the immediate threats, especially during boss fights. So that was
Yeah, you know what's a lot
Or
of tension is
just-
imagine the tension of when you're able to pause your game, piss, come back, and be like, oh shit, I'm about to die. Nothing changes.
Yeah, the
Nothing
attention doesn't
changed.
change. It's just that's
it.
Nothing
lick
changed.
my
It could be.
Come on.
Anyway, like I said, they'd have to
And-
make the screen
oh-
go black. Otherwise,
Oh, look at this.
people.
I think
Otherwise,
apparently-
people
I
would
think Lies of
say
P doesn't.
you're
I think
pausing
Lies of
to
P doesn't have
see
it.
what they're gonna do. You can tell. You give yourself time to react. As soon as you see the enemy do something, you could pause it, study what they're gonna do, and dodge. Something like that.
Oh
So that's
my
why I
God,
think they
that's-
should.
That's that. Well, then he's got to be.
That's why I think they would have to do
Why you
a
on crack, bro?
a
That's insane.
solid screen so you can't see what's coming.
No, I agree. Like if they did
Yeah.
like just a black screen,
That's.
you know what I mean?
I think that would be the only way they could do it without
Oh,
getting
man,
that.
that might crash the game if you.
But again,
the
it's
screen,
like
but-
that said. It's just the constant threat.
Yeah, Lenny, right? But again, like you guys keep bringing up multiplayer stuff. Like I know you can't pause multiplayer games. Who do you think I am?
Why are we doing this?
All right, we're ending
Like
it.
Zombie
I'm
U,
calling
I
it.
don't know. We're able to pause in Zombie U, but regardless,
No.
you could pause it because you could press the home menu on the Wii menu at least at the
Right.
minimum.
There's your pause.
At the minimum.
We need to. One question needs to be answered. What happens if you suspend the game on any system and you just close it down?
On PS5, it doesn't. It doesn't. Oh, you talking about PS? No, well, yeah. I mean, if you turn off, I mean.
No, I'm saying close.
Yeah,
hold
yeah,
the button
yeah.
so the game minimizes and you see the menu. I don't know
Yeah,
what
Steam Deck.
That
just
does no.
hit the
That does
sleep
not
button.
stop it. That does not stop it.
doesn't.
No.
That,
For the
so,
Switch, I believe it does.
On Steam
Switch
Deck,
one,
hit the
I
sleep
believe it
button. That
does.
ain't gonna work.
The PS5, I know for sure the PS5 doesn't, because I even did that for Bloodborne on PS4. I remember that. I went to
Yeah.
the home menu and not pause. That I
So
do remember.
we're gonna get out of here. It's been it's been real. It's been fun. Just hasn't been real fun.
Did we just spend like 40 minutes talking?
What a waste.
I can't wait till Coxon listens tomorrow.
Why
So-
these discussions. This is why.
But anyway, I'll send you the gameplay I've been watching, and you can see like somebody who makes the game look easy.
Title this one.
Man, say you gotta suspend
to
your
not
damn
pause.
console so you can take a piss on the game. That's because that's normal. That's a normal thing.
You
I've
might
never
get
had to
some
do
clicks
that
on
in my
man,
life.
If you put the Dark Souls pause debate on it.
Never had to worry about it. I've peed many times while playing. It's never
You gotta
once
title
been
the
an issue.
podcast, man. It'll get
The
some.
most
views.
fortunate person on the planet that doesn't get sudden pisses, urges, of shits. God bless you. You're-
I usually
you're
get.
a
I usually have to
robot.
go as soon as I feel the pressure. I usually have to go. So I'm just telling you.
Look at this water bottle. I
All
I
right.
have to piss every hour.
So let me
I have to
suspend.
piss
Let me
every
quit
hour
the
in this
game
water
then.
bottle.
You don't have to. I've never had
I
to.
gotta listen to this shit.
I only quit when I'm done for the night. I only do that when I'm done for the night. But
Not take any kind of medication or nothing.
we'll get out of here and let
God
us know
bless
what you guys thought. What weigh in on the discussion in the
I don't
comment.
think you can pause in this game. Actually, I don't.
Can you pause in
Doesn't
Fatal
look-
This
Frame?
This makes me never want to play a Souls game.
Yeah, you
ever.
can pause in Fatal
Like,
Frame.
that's
You can
what
pause
this
in
makes
Yeah.
me.
And I mean that's fine. I mean you don't have to play that. I'm not interested in playing a lot of games. I know Robert knows that.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah, but you can pause them bitches though.
Hey, look again. I'm excited to get through those Souls games at some point in my life. I'm not gonna sit here, but in every backlog video I would be like, I'm gonna have a little 2-second skit where I give it. Why can't it pause?
you know how you in Metroid Prime you didn't read something you scanned or whatever.
Mhm.
I feel kind of stupid because watching that girl play the game, she reads everything like in detail, like it tells you a lot of the stuff I didn't find out. Like you pick up an item and it tells you basically what you need to do with some of these items. I'm like, I didn't know that shit. I just freaking got I looked a few things up or I just got lucky. Like there's a lot more it tells you. I'm Mr.
Yeah.
Skip through dialogue, that's kind of
Really?
a curse of mine. I don't skip it completely. I don't need every word acted out. If I can read the sentence and hit A, get to the next sentence, I'm good.
Oh
you know?
yeah, I mean, yeah.
But there's also a lot of stuff in there that she took the time to read, and I was like, holy shit, that told you what to do there? Like, that would have saved me some headache.
Mm.
So
In Metroid, I read every fucking thing. If I'm
You
scanning
know.
that shit, I'm reading it.
that would be a case where I'd be like, I kind of feel like, yeah, there's a lot more, almost like Zelda 1, but less cryptic. I watched a video on that today because it was like a 40th anniversary. And it's like, yeah, there's a lot of places in the original Zelda that tell you things. Like you find a person that tells you the Lost Woods pattern. Like I didn't find that person until after I figured the pattern out myself. But there's like a lot of the stuff in the
Which is
game.
very Breath of the Wild like.
There's caves
you
and
might
people that tell you.
miss shit.
Some of them charge. You got to pay 30 rupees, and it tells you one of the sections what to do. And I was like, yeah. I mean, it's back then. I mean, it was an early game. The manual told you a lot, but the game you just had to explore and figure shit out. And I kind of just feel like, there's definitely an appeal with me for that style. But I also do like more linear games. I still like The Last of Us. I replayed it last year. I still like the game, and that's more linear, more obvious
For sure.
where you got to go. You don't get stuck.
Mhm.
So I kind of there's room for obviously for all types of games.
This got to be one of the longest debates we ever
Yeah.
had on the podcast.
Yeah,
which is
we're-
hilarious.
Like Retro Death, I'd be curious because he played Elden Ring for a while. His biggest complaint was he ran into it's like a big castle, like school. It's called the Lucaria Academy. Lucaria, I forget exactly what it was. It's like encased in a force field. And he's like, "Oh, this game's not open. It's blocking my path." I'm like, "Yeah, you go up to the gate and there's a dead body there, and you pick up an item, and it's a freaking map. Tells you where it has a little map that shows you where the key is to get in. You just got, and Terrell didn't look at. He picked up the map, but he didn't read it. He just picked it up and moved along, and he got stuck. And I was like, dude, you have the map. You just picked it up. It tells you there's a little X on the map. It's behind a dragon. And you get it. And
Read everything.
so Retro Dust was complaining that there was a what do you want to call it, like a wall, progress wall. I'm like, no, I mean, just because it's an open world doesn't mean you don't need a key to get in something. Like, it's not just completely open to your whim. First and second of all, he shouldn't even been there. He skipped the whole first area, whole first boss castle. There is a path. It's a harder to find path. And yeah, just because it's an open world doesn't mean there can't be a locked gate to stop you that you have to find a key to. Like, that was the only thing I ever heard him say about that game, and then I think he stopped playing after that.
So you're saying Zelda could do that? Have locked gates to temples or whatever, and you can't get in there unless you have a certain item.
Mm-hmm.
Why the fuck don't they do that shit then?
Oh, I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
Maybe next time.
What's good for the goose ain't good for the gander, apparently.
What one were you talking about specifically? Were you talking specifically?
Well, I just meant like, because people say, oh, you can't have traditional dungeons in a Zelda game anymore because of the open nature. I'm like, yeah, you can. You have Eventide fucking island and all this kind of shit in that game where you have certain temple or certain shrines that take all your shit away and make you find stuff in that shrine itself to progress. So yes, you can still have places that you can't access, very Zelda-like or Metroid-like, unless you have a certain item, a certain weapon, or to get through. You can still have traditional dungeons, and you can get in there and you just locked into that bitch until you get through it. Yes, you can do that still. So,
I got
that's all.
I don't know, this isn't like a super hot take, like I mentioned before the podcast. I said let's do hot takes, but this isn't like a super hot take. But now I agree, you could definitely do it, just like you said. You could do a shrine. I mean, Ocarina obviously was different. It was the first 3D game. When I replayed the original and Link to the Past, I play Echoes of Wisdom and Link's Awakening, all within like a year, I think. And I have no, like, I the old classic dungeon it just works in those style games for me. But as like the Twilight Princess, the Wind Wakers, to me it just, I don't know why, it just felt less. I wouldn't say necessary is not the right word. It just felt less.
Twilight Princess has some of the best dungeons.
I always think of the damn magnetic boot one. That was the most tedious, slow, boring.
I fucking
dungeon.
love that.
I hated that. I absolutely hated that. And the second time I played it, I hated it even more on Wii U. Like, I never want to play that game again, honestly. And there's something about the 2D, like, top-down style that I really like the dungeons, and I just haven't had. They weren't as appealing for me in the 3D games, especially like the further you went, because really they started getting, it's 3D, so you can't.
Ocarina.
You got to have ones. Obviously, I like the water temple. I like the different layered ones. I like the ones where you're going up and down, and it's not just the standard look for a boss. But I mean, I could see it totally working, and it could be cool to break. It could have been cool to throw it into Tears of the Kingdom. At least one shrine that played just like a traditional dungeon might have been really cool. If obviously more could have been. You could have done more, but just one would have been. I think people would have went nuts if you did one where you had to find the compass, find a map, all that shit. Like, that could have been cool.
Well, I think one thing we learned though today is don't be. I'm looking up things for like pause it. And it is true that don't have a baby because you'll never be able to play Elden Ring. Imagine for the first like
Oh,
6
no.
years that they're a baby.
Why are we going
Imagine you have
back?
to constantly go. Man, poor Miyazaki did not think about parents, yo.
Fuck your kids. They don't care about your kids.
All right, but with that,
When
we don't want to get back in. We're gonna end
No,
it.
not now, not
We're
now.
ending the stream. So yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys. I didn't check all the chat. I missed a lot. I didn't even think about the chat in this
The
discussion.
baby
but
makes it harder. So if you want a
So,
hard mode,
here's your
Elden Ring,
guess.
Get a baby.
Will Dusk Bloods have a pause? Put your guesses in the chat or in the comment section. I doubt anybody's gonna make it this
Hey,
far
man, that's
on the
truth.
replay.
If you want difficulty options, get a baby in Elden Ring.
I
Now
think we
you have
lost people.
to go back and forth. Oh shit! Oh shit!
But anyway, we'll see you guys. I don't care. I thought it was fun. I thought that
No,
was
it
fun.
was fun. It was
Can
fun.
you
It
do
was fun.
anything without the pora pad? Can you do anything without the sailcloth?